What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Junkyard Breaks Live.
Junkyard. Yeah.
Live.
We are still without Hemi.
No Hemi.
Yes.
No Hemi. He's got stuff.
He is burdened with child.
I
With
was
child and
I
with
was
heart.
just
With children.
breaking a 1978 Topps hockey set, and there is a Mike Bossy rookie that's like, if it's a 9, is worth like $1,100, and this is the card I pulled. Like, look at the centering on that. I'm like, that could be a 9, and then I flipped it over, and then it's like falling off the card. That's like
Is it falling off the card, or is it one of
yeah,
those weird
no,
offsets?
that's a 95.5. Look at that.
No, but is it Dolph? They did a bunch of those like weird, like
Oh, you know what? I didn't look if they're all like that. They're all miscut.
but because
I mean-
some of those designs were just like flush right or flush left.
Yeah.
It seems odd that your centering on the front would be that clean and your centering on
Right.
the back would be that far
Let's
off.
just say there's versions that are better than mine, but most of them look like mine. But I don't know.
Maybe you could look on eBay and see what if for a PSA 9, see if there's a back picture.
Nah,
see what they look like.
cause like, look at that one. That's at least like an 80/20. So
Mhm.
mine's just like an extreme version of that.
So you got a complete set.
Completes. You'd be surprised though. 78 hockey. There is nothing. There is Mike Bossy and then nothing. Like, the best card after Mike Bossy is like a $4 Brian Trottier All Star. That's
Well,
it.
right, because you have like
It's 2 years pre
you're
Gretzky.
in the lull. You're like the 10th year of Hull.
Yeah.
You would be like
Even-
8th year of Bobby Clark, stuff like that.
Yeah, Guy Lafleur is $2, and this is his 8th year. Like, there's nothing here. Bobby Clark is right here. It's a $2 card. That's the second best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I think I want to grade that PSA, because a PSA 9 is $1,100 for a Mike Bossy 9. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
How dramatic's the jump from like an 8 to a 9?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
it's-
is the
it's a-
8 look like?
It's a really low pop count. It's like $100, $200. I think there are very few 9s, maybe because of the thing that we just experienced, that really
Yeah.
bad cut. Yeah. A 6 goes for 82. An 8 goes for 160. So it's worth it if I got an 8 back.
Sure.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
just
I
depends on
bought.
like the timing, right? Like what is the timeline now?
My friend Alex is asking me about. Oh, that 8 is cut way worse than mine.
There's hope.
Yeah. So
8.5?
they don't do 5s. So
Yeah, they don't do-
so
they don't do,
either
like,
they'll-
No halves?
Either they'll
No half numbers?
equally
No half
give
seats.
me an 8, and they're not doing like OC anymore, like 8 OC.
Yeah, there's no qualifiers.
So I might get a 9. That would be sweet.
And if they gave you a 9, no takesies backsies.
No
I mean,
takesies.
Yeah.
that's what it is.
No takesies, backsies. There are no 10s. I have not seen a 10 on here, so I would
Wow,
imagine
that's crazy.
a 10 would be in like the 5 figures plus.
It's kind of crazy that there's there's like that little in some of those 70 sets,
Probably because they're cut so horribly.
I just mean like there's that little in terms of like value.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. But I bought that, and I bought the 1990, 89. Wait, is the 9091
Yep.
Fear set? So I bought this and that set together for $15.
$15
Yeah.
at a yard sale or where?
It was the guy set up next to me at Meadowlands, and
Okay.
he's like, oh, you like cards? I got a bunch, and I bought this, I bought that, and I bought a sealed Jeter starting lineup for $15.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. He basically was like, I think it was like 5 for the box, 5 for the box, 5 for the Jeter. Call it a day. I'm like, all right.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's call the whole thing off. Right. Any MTG. Somebody just said no MTG. I'm getting so many. I got at least 10 messages today about the sale.
Did you?
Yeah.
The guy who wanted to buy all of the comics never got back to me.
I think I threw him too big of a number.
Well,
He wanted to buy everything, like
All the 9 long boxes.
he thought
were those dollar boxes or were those priced?
No, they're not. They're not dollars. There's definitely it goes all the way up to some keys, so it's not like all dollar stuff. I don't know about $100 a long box stuff, but it's definitely $70 a long box stuff. So I'm not giving it away.
Yeah.
he clearly thought that he was talking to people who were just.
Well, I've
And
had
he,
a lot.
you know,
I've had
we
a
have
lot
these
of guys
comic
say,
books we're gonna try to sell.
"Is this your personal collection, or are you a dealer?" And I'm like, "I'm a dealer."
Yeah. Well, that's what I tried to say too, and I was like, like this is. It's not a full-time business, but
Right.
it could be.
That's a really nice way of saying, "Do you have any idea what you're doing?"
Right.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it just seems odd to me that the assumption would be that you would set up something that you're specifically calling like a comic book and stuff, something sale, and really have no idea of what you're doing.
That's
I
just
mean-
it. He clearly did not
Yeah.
read the description.
Yeah, if you saw my setup too in the pictures, you'd realize.
No,
that I'm
I
not-
saw. Yeah, I looked at the pictures. Yeah.
But anyway, it was fun. We did well. Chris will do better this week.
Hope so.
Yeah, I think so. Now a lot more people are coming. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have much traffic last week?
I picked up.
Not a ton of traffic, but like it was a good amount towards the end there, right?
It definitely picked up at the end. I know. Even Tammy, my wife, saw on the security cameras. She even noticed there's a lot more people.
But I mean, you had more than one person show up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I had after you left, Chris, I had 2 people that came back again.
Well, I know the one lady came back.
The
That's how I was
lady
leaving.
brought her son back as you were leaving, right? And
Right.
then somebody else also came back. That I guess when he originally came back, I also had another guy. He's like his wife said he's got movie posters. Go, and he got in his car and left his family party. And came to look at the movie poster. He bought my Friday the 13th. It finally sold. So he spent
Nice.
$100 for that poster, and I had some horror stuff that he likes. He likes vintage horror, so $180. And he was like,
Awesome.
as I was packing up, so that was nice.
And you had that one kid who came in and bought a bunch of cards from you.
Yeah, Josh came by and bought a lot of my good stuff. He bought some stuff that has been at my table that people were. I've had people ask about that Kobe Bryant card for a year, and nobody ever pulled the trigger on it, and he finally did. I think he made a good buy too, because I undervalued that card purposely. I wanted it to sell. He could
Right.
send that out to PSA right now, and that card is worth 4 times that.
What's the situation looking like? You guys got extra room in that driveway? I'm serious. I might drive out to New Hersey this coming weekend.
Yeah,
I
I
would-
don't
I
have
would
I
do
don't have
that.
enough tent, but
can
if
see
you
my
have a
need.
bring your own tent.
Plural.
BYOT, bring your own tent.
That is
Or-
not a problem.
BYOTT, bring your own tent and tables.
And tables. No, I got that too. I figure that much.
But yeah,
That was my only issue with that. It got hot and it warped my not the carded figures, but my vintage figures that I had in those plastic shells.
it did warp them.
It warped them.
How many of them?
Just a handful.
Yeah, but still a handful.
Yeah. I have like 200 of them, so.
You know what I'll do though, because we're right at the garage. I'll get my house fan, my big fan, and I'll just have it blowing. That might help
Yeah.
a little bit. But you not being in the shade, because we tried to get. That's why I was more worried about your slabs than I was your carded stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely did not want your slabs warping at all.
No. But no, they didn't warp. They're fine.
Yeah. So what else? Any collection buying?
That dude got back to me about the Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
And he's got quite a bit. He's got a couple real good ones. And I don't think he's asking for an unreasonable amount, because I valued the stuff. Because remember, he showed me his phone and he goes, "These are the sets that I have."
Mm-hmm.
And then he sent me pictures and he goes, "There's more than just what I had listed there."
Are they loose, Chris? Or are they?
No, they're all like, he's like a collector. Inbox, everything. Every box is like pristine. There's like not an ounce of white on any of those black boxes. It's pretty impressive. But he sent me a picture of everything, and from what I was able to value retail wise, from what he sent me, was like $3,600 for like 119 of those figures. He's got a little over 150, and he's asking $2,500 for everything. So I figured maybe I'd throw him a $2,000 offer and see if I could not get a little bit better of a deal, and leaves a little meat on the bone, because some of those figures, even though there's a couple big ones that will definitely sell, you have stuff like the Captain Marvel movie run figures that you're not going to get more than $10 a piece if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You know,
because even the Build-A-Figures in those aren't great, right?
No, not really. It's one of those big alien-looking things. I don't even remember. But some of them are pretty cool.
I love them. The MODOK is my favorite.
He didn't have the MODOK, or he's not selling the MODOK. I'll go ahead and assume that he has a lot more than he's actually selling.
I remember last time I went to the New Jersey, I forgot what it's called, that Garage Kit show that I go to. Mm-hmm. There was a guy. I mean, it's mostly statues and stuff, like unpainted stuff that you need, like garage kits. But there was one guy. All he had was a big giant tote filled with Build-A-Figure pieces. Like you could. He didn't have anything completed, but it was like, here's a MODOK arm, and here's a Wendigo leg, and
Sasquatch leg.
Exactly. But you could put together some, like, at least, half of a lot of the figures there. Like, he had the Fin Fang Foom. He had a lot of the ones. It was really
that Fin Fang Foom goes for quite a bit of money. The Build-A-Figure is enormous.
It does. It's a big one. Yeah. It's
well,
like
dude, just the King Shark that I got is like it's like a $90 freaking figure.
Yeah.
The Merciless one that I cart around with me all the time, that goes for $50-$60 easy. I said, how did people justify, selling these Build-A-Figures for what the entire run of like those figures cost retail? Almost.
Maybe that's because, and not only that, isn't there always one like chase one that's hard to complete the Build-A-Figure?
There's always one figure that's just more elusive, yeah.
So they don't make it easy, and it's always like the head, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
No.
Yeah, I know the one, like there'll be like a leg missing, and you'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
Just even with the old ones, like I had an old DC Direct Lobo Build-A-Figure, and the Batman Beyond was impossible to get.
Yeah.
I sold that on whatnot, $90.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
No. Man, you literally have a Dunkin' Donuts right across the street.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna move in.
You live in New Jersey. Isn't there like a Dunkin' Donuts within like 3 miles of every house?
I literally have one a mile away, but I got to get in my car and go there. He can literally walk across the street.
You can walk across the street.
I walk to the end of the driveway across the street, and I'm in the Dunkin' Donuts park.
Damn.
I can walk to 2, but they're like half a mile or 0.6 of a mile away.
That would be trouble for me. Just coffees.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have gut rot.
At first it was like a thing, and now it's like literally once every 2 months we go over there.
I got you. I don't want to see another donut as long as I live.
My kid does.
Yeah.
He'd eat donuts for dinner every day if you let him.
How about you, Jason? Any collections? Anything?
No, it's. I mean, I did obviously. I think I showed you guys. I made my sign finally. So
Yeah, we like the sign. It's good.
made my my sign. So this of course will bother me forever, but heavy-handed on that 4. But
It doesn't
aside
look
from
as
that,
bad.
I got to get it posted up because what I'm seeing is, you get this too. It's not that these things won't happen, but when I'm selling at the flea market, people ask me, am I buying collections? And I give them a card.
Yeah.
If I don't take their number, which I have not done, like a dummy,
you
it's
and me.
not going to,
Yeah.
they've been sitting on these things for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. So
We have
it's not
talked
gonna
about
happen
this before.
unless I almost pursue it a bit more.
It's like every time I hand out my business card, I should be taking their information too. Even if it's
Yeah.
like on a sign-up sheet, just like putting it on a clipboard and just have
Yeah,
people
and,
sign up.
that's something actually
Yeah.
that I'm definitely doing because I'm thinking about just actually asking for a sign up sheet. I don't know that I create a newsletter or anything like that.
Do
but
you
once
have
I get
a
going,
pad?
I'd like to catalog what people are interested in. So I'm already getting regulars, so I know kind of this guy's interested in any horror title. This guy loves, what do you call them? 80-page giants. He doesn't really care about condition either. This person's a DC collector. This person's a Marvel collector. That kind of thing. So
I talked to Tammy as she went on vacation with my son down to Florida, but we had talked right before she left, and I had mentioned that the buying and selling and going to the flea market is now turning more into a business than my original intent was to get rid of all the stuff that I don't want. Now I find myself buying stuff just to sell it to people and fulfill their needs. Like, oh, I know he wants that, and now I'm buying things that I don't necessarily want, but I'm buying it for their needs.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the cool thing. Like, you become that conduit. You become the person who can find find things for customers, find things for clients.
But the question is that what I want? Is that what I wanted
I think
this whole
we were talking about that too,
because you can easily slide into that mode. But is that what you want? Because
like I almost wanted to I just wanted to sell it off and punch out and turn it into a book and be done. And now I'm like, now it's a business.
Well, you guys know that I never want to have more than 2 short boxes, and now I own 4,000 comic books.
Exactly.
So
we got to get you on Whatnot too.
You're right. I am really considering it because I have these, even for these. So I still, from that initial collection I bought that was all that New 52 stuff.
Yeah.
I still have these relatively deep runs of 20 issues consecutive, and I'm not opposed to moving those for 30 cents a piece or bulk, putting them together in
you don't
lots.
Want to do that.
And then
you got Swamp Thing and Animal Man in there?
In the New 52 runs, Chris, I have to check. It was astonishing, Chris. I had this collection I bought. The guy advertised it as 800 comic books for $200. When I picked it up, it was 1,800 comic books for $200. It was everything New 52, basically everything, and then some random other stuff. I got the first Riri Williams, cameo, first.
Get your money back from those Batman.
Oh, I certainly got
Court of Owls.
Yeah, I ended up selling the whole Batman run though, for only $175 right before they started picking up steam, but it doesn't matter. I basically got my money back for the collection just from that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier just to do that. And this way you're playing with the house money.
Well, sure. I sold 600 of those books to a bulk buyer for 50 cents a piece, so I got 300 for them.
Yeah.
175 for the Batman run, so I was already plus 275. Then I sold off another $400 or $500. And have kept all the books I really want to keep from it. So
we lost Chris.
We did.
No, I'm here.
Would you get a text message?
I gotta blow my nose.
Oh.
So I didn't get to show you guys. Obviously, you saw, but there's my beauty, cleaned by one Junkyard Breaks. So
You're welcome.
super pumped about that. Dolph, I think the back of this book actually is like
Perfect.
I mean, insane. Like
It's
the back of this book is
insanely
crazy.
perfect.
It was.
That's why
it
I
was,
thought that one blue mark by his head would it killed you.
Yeah, and then there's
a
like,
couple of
you know,
spine ticks though.
probably like 4 or 5 spine
Yeah.
ticks, and the lower, you know, both the inside corners have like the small. I wouldn't call them corner crunches, but it's just like a wear mark, you know.
Yep.
But
That's
this
awesome.
one, I was the most. That was the one I was most surprised about, actually, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Did you think you were gonna get like a 2?
I thought I was going to get a 2 or a 2.5.
Yeah. No, it
So
came out good.
You did work on this one. I mean, it's still, you know, you still see all the defects, but the fact that it actually isn't missing any pieces, you know, is cover attached.
Yeah. Well, it had a lot of color break on it.
Yeah.
Displays well.
It displays well. But that was a nice book. Like, I mean, this is the part where we talk about a dry cleaning surpassing the defects, where it almost wasn't even worth touching it.
Yeah.
Because the dirt won't bring it down any further. But there's that eye appeal thing too, where why not do it? Because then it'll just look nicer.
I mean, I'm shocked at the price of that book too.
Yeah. Oh, at a
And
3.5? Yeah.
What's that?
At
Yeah.
a 3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice book.
And then
It's got to be in the 5 to 6, right?
what's that?
At a 3.5.
Last sale was 818.
At a 3.5?
Yep. The one before that was 1,025.
What?
So it's regularly selling north of 800.
Wow, I've been out of the Tomb 10 market for a while. That's crazy.
You have GPA analysis, don't you?
Yeah.
Because I don't have that, but I'm only.
You have my
looking at
login, don't you?
No, I have cover price, but I don't have GPA.
Oh.
So
I
which
thought I
need
told
to-
you I was going to share mine. I was going to share it with you.
I
You
need to
too, Chris. If
subscribe.
you ever wanted to, like my login so you can look up stuff, you can.
So based on all these, I'm really excited now for the Juggernaut and the Batgirl to come back, because they were much cleaner than these.
Yeah, I haven't done my daily check-in.
Dolph's got 2 of my books that I'm excited about.
Dolph sent 2 of yours.
No,
Not
I didn't
yet.
send them
he's
yet.
he's
no.
going to clean them up for me.
Which books are you submitting, Chris?
I'm submitting the Shazam 5.
That's not that Black Adam book though, right?
No, it's
No.
what it's the black cover.
Because one of those early Shazams is like a reprint of his first appearance.
I'm covering my eyes here because I see your Tomb, Detective Comics, and X-Men shipped.
Holy shnikes!
I know the grades now.
Huh?
I know the grades.
Oh no! Will I be happy?
Bob, yeah, I think you're all gonna be happy. Bob's
Oh,
really gonna be happy.
I'm sure he is.
Wow.
Open up GPA and see if Bob gets 8 or higher. See how freaking high that book is right now. It's crazy. But the fact that your eyebrows are still raised, I can almost guarantee you got 8 or higher.
He got an 8.5.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
That was a nice book too.
Yeah,
I think he's going to join
Oh, yeah,
us.
yeah.
That's cool, Chris.
it's that one, and then
Because one of those early Shazams, Chris, is they reprint that Marvel family, which is Black Adam's first appearance.
mhm.
That one's, and then Shazam 28 is his first.
3,800.
Holy crap!
That's why they wanted another $45. That's why they charged you another $45 for that book, because that went into the next tier, the very next tier. Like, oh no, you're not getting this for 45.
Well, whatever. If mine are north of fours, I think we did really well too. Because I think, um, what is that? The top of that level is $1,000, right?
Yeah, it's
The top of
1,000
that
and
submission
1,000
tier.
then 3,000. So they charged him for the 3,000, which is the top tier. That's the fast track.
Oh, because it's above the entry point to the next tier,
Hmm.
which is funny because they didn't do that. They didn't do that on this, but
No, they didn't.
but
But I mean,
this
it's just
this
probably because of its desirability. Guessing it's not like a red hot key.
sure.
Tomb 10 is a red hot key, and it's
It-
getting higher and higher. But yeah, the last one, June 22, sold for 3,800. That's the high benchmark, so the average is 35. That's a big book. That's a monster book, and it's really nice.
Chris,
That was the other one.
Yeah, I like that one
oh,
too.
that's that.
It looks like the Whitman cover, but
Yeah, what the heck is that book?
It's the first Superboy Prime.
Or Superboy Prime, right? Yeah.
9.8 goes for a lot, but mine is most certainly not a 9.8. But
Well, it's still
like-
a bit.
I
still
like
a good-
those. I like those two covers. So
Yeah, at the
I want them.
$25 tier, it's certainly or whatever it is, $22 tier, it's worth getting them graded.
yeah, and yeah, just to have them cleaned up and encapsulated, just for my own my own enjoyment. And the copies that I got, I paid like $5 a piece for. Like I paid like practically nothing for them.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Now, did you look at Rick's book, the grade?
I know the grade, yeah.
This is it, right? An 8.0.
Mm-hmm.
That's still cool. It's Brad.
I'm
I'm
shocked.
shocked, though.
I'm shocked it got an 8.0. It's. I think maybe just because of the tanning, because it is like
But
dark.
that
around
cover
the
is
edges.
tan. It's not. That's not fading. That's what the. That's the freaking print.
No, it's definitely dark here and it's dark
Okay.
here, and on the back it's
It's
definitely
still
got-
rad.
The edges are dark. Oh, it's beautiful. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, either way, they had this for so long. There's also like the corner down here, like you know when you like send something and then you get it back and you're like, oh yeah, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's nice. First,
I send
didn't
every-
know. Did
every
you know
book.
this was a first published
Our-
Sienkiewicz work?
Sienkiewicz. That's what. Yeah, I mean, I love the cover and it's the first published Sienkiewicz.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah, like Sienkiewicz is just getting more and more popular as time goes on. So that's my first magazine size. That
Yeah, it's
bad boy's
big.
enormous.
Rick thought it was his, so when I brought it into his office and opened up, I was like, "Oops, sorry, not for you."
Well, that's cool. Yeah, and I didn't pay a lot for that, so it's cool. That's gonna be a wall hanger anyway.
Yeah. All right, I'll put that there. I'll put it back in here, and I'll give this one to Heaney.
So we'll have to do maybe we'll do an unboxing of the books next week then.
Which one?
Or if I'm there this weekend, well, you said they ship today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd have to
because
do.
I
we'd have
watch
to
it
do an
every
unboxing.
day. It's saying shipped now, so that means it
Yes.
didn't say shipped
So
yesterday.
we'd have to do an unboxing next week because even if I come out this weekend, it's not gonna be there.
So this is Rick's book, and I kind of know what happened, and I'm really pissed about it too, because I looked at the grader's notes. Not happy. So, this is the long story for this one. So currently we have nobody listening, so this is just for the two of us. But recap. Amazing Spider-Man #4, first appearance of Sandman. I sent it in to be graded, and it came back a 6.0
Restored.
which is complete BS. It was not restored. The grader's note said that there was glue on the back cover. There was not glue on the back cover. I literally, when I pulled it out, all I did was go like this with the pages, and they went like this, and there was no glue. They were just stuck, temporarily stuck. Cracked
From the
it
press,
open,
right?
sent back. We did get a universal grade.
What?
2.0. Not only that, you know what they said in the grader's notes? Detached cover. They detached the cover.
What the hell?
So we sent it back, and they detached the fucking cover. They took the cover off the book, and it went from a 6 to a 2.
That cover wasn't even loose, was it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, I'd be livid.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm really, really pissed. This book was a 6. It was a 6 restored. And it comes back a 2. It should have been a 6.
Right.
Because a restored grade is what it is with restoration. That means it's a 6.
You cracked it, or you had them crack it.
I cracked it right open. I didn't.
Right.
The book was fine.
And it wasn't loose or anything, right?
No, I didn't
'Cause
even.
that was
I
never
didn't
in
press
question.
it again. All I did was turn the back page and go, and it opened right up. It's like as I was opening it, right? It hung up like right in the corner, like it was just like this, and then I went like that. That's it. It didn't damage anything. It was like completely just freed and open right up. The reality is I know what he paid for it, and at a 2.0 it's still like a $1,300 book. He's going to make a profit off of it, but this is ridiculous. Like CGC, this is
Not
like
the
once
freaking
again
point,
it
right?
adds to the narrative that you sent in not an Ultimate Fallout. Was it an Ultimate Fallout? No, you sent in not a Blood Syndicate, the Lightning, right? The Static Shock.
Yeah.
You sent in a Static Shock. They sent you back the contents of a bag that did not even exist. The one you sent in was not polybagged. They sent you back a polybagged one with a seam in the back and the contents of a polybag, which means that you got somebody else's book. So already it's like BS. CGC is completely full of shit. Then you sent in that Onslaught where the tear on the back was at least 8 inches long. From the corner all the way to somebody just completely ripped the back cover off. And what did you get on that? A 2?
No, it was still like a. It's still like a. What is it?
No, it had to have been like a 4, or had to have been low. The whole back cover was almost ripped off. I
think
curious.
it's still like a 6 or something like that.
Was it really?
Because it was insane. It was perfect when I sent it.
It was perfect. Anyway, so the tale is that we sent in a Sandman, a beautiful Sandman, which I had predicted would have been a 6. It came back a 6 restored. All I did was peel back the back cover. It was not glue. It was just stuck. Sent it back. I should have gotten a 6 Universal. I got a 2 Universal, and the grader's notes say, let me see the grader's notes. This was the 1 Express.
Well, the other freaking kick in the nuts is you pay Express for it, so you paid Express twice.
Yeah,
You paid $260 to grade that book. Once a freaking restored, and once to have them damage the book.
Reader's crease full left on front cover. Shot. That's absolutely right. Rust stain right center back cover. Yes.
Fine.
Spine mostly split. No way. No way. That was an intact cover. There was no way the spine was mostly split. Tape on interior spine. Nope. There's no tape on this book. Where spine breaks color, light creasing the cover, rippling the cover, all of that, fine. I'll take it. There is no tape on this book. There's no tape, and the spine isn't split. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but I got somebody else's notes and somebody else's grade.
What did they say for the Hulk book? What are the grader's notes for that Hulk book?
I don't think there are any because they're not good at what they do. Oh, I can't even find it because it's not. I have to look up the.
Oh, that's right. Right.
So if you crack that 2.0, is it going to be your book?
I would certainly like to see if it has, because I know for a fact, because I know this book inside and out now, the cover is not split and there is no tape. Grader's notes on Hulk.
Did they literally put like your book in somebody else's?
No, it's definitely his. That is his book, because I could tell by the spine. Yours just says tanning on the cover.
Hmm.
So that did bring the grade down.
I
Dude,
wonder.
this is like one thing after another where like I send something in, and what is Midtown on standby? Where like if you guys get an Ultimate Fallout 9.8, give it to me and I'll give you the 9.6. It's like it's so sketchy, man. I don't even know the book I sent. Like if when you're talking about high grade unblemished, I don't know unless I put a little mark somewhere that I'm getting my book back.
Right.
It's so sketchy.
It's just so freaking frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Those grader notes are not. That's not the book that I sent them. There is no tape on that book at all. There's no tape, and the spine is intact. There's no way.
I want to. I'm wondering if CBCS is any better.
I've heard the same things. Plus, CBCS is upping their prices and doing a whole lot of other things to piss off their customers. Like I've seen multiple videos of like, "Come on, CBCS."
And it's like everything else. Like like they truly don't. The resale is not what it is. It's like
it.
cards. Like except the cards market has responded a little bit faster in terms of like.
Well, there are definitely 4 players now. People have embraced CGC's card. What is it, CCS, and SGC as viable card graders. Beckett is just they price themselves out. They're like 6 months to get a card back, where the other 3, even PSA.
Right.
If you're a member and you send stuff on their like lower like $18 tier, you'll get stuff back in a month. SGC is 30 days. CCS is, I think, 2 weeks. So like Beckett is like slit its own throat. Like they just made themselves like nobody wants to deal with them.
Yeah, isn't that so bizarre that you go from being like the clear number 2 to just screwing yourself over and dropping way down? Like
between their pricing and their turnover, Beckett is garbage.
It's so crazy.
That's the other thing too, because when I used to get signatures authenticated,
Beckett's the only way to do it.
Beckett had lost out to JSA hardcore. JSA came in, and that was that. Everybody started using JSA. They liked their system better, and they were their pricing wasn't as much. And Beckett started pulling some shady ass stuff and playing favorites with certain people, and people got sick of it, and just nobody wants to use it. And the value of things didn't match. Like the JSA was holding the higher value because it was viewed as being more authentic than anything Beckett would authenticate.
And JSA is for signature authentication on verification on what? On toys, Chris, or just in general?
Mostly, we used to posters.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like
So it is a collectibles as a
James Spence authentication. I've never used them before.
They're right in Morristown too.
Oh, that's what it says. Parsippany.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But they, I've met a couple of their reps just being at, because they do a witnessed, and then also a non. Like you could send it in, they have a database of stuff that they compare it
now
to.
that you say it, I am aware of the JSA logo.
Hey, did you guys happen to reach out to any of the content creators, YouTubers in the area for the yard driveway sale?
No, I don't think I have the stuff for them. They would just come and go.
Okay.
I'm like Erod's already been through my boxes. I don't like, even if I was like sent something to like what's his name, the guy in New Hope, what's his name?
Yeah, Mint Hunter.
Like I don't have stuff for him. I have a short box of keys, but after Sunday they bought them all.
Yeah.
All my keys went fast. Like I did a good job of like labeling everything so a key stood out, so I put a nice like tag on the top.
Okay.
And everybody went right after him. Like anything that was labeled first appearance or first anything, they all went. Even to the, like it's good for the unknowledgeable when you flip through a short box and you see a little sticker on the top that says
Sure.
first appearance. It doesn't matter who it is. They're like, oh, I think I should have this, and sure enough. So if you label good, people like those.
I was, just as an aside, I was going through my books to see what I was looking to downsize with what I have before I start getting those collections in. And I was like, let me take a look. And I was just looking at the values on certain things, and those Immortal Hulks are like ridiculous right now.
Yeah, Immortal Hulk 1.
When the hell did they go up so much?
Well, 1 always was expensive. That was always a
One
$50 book. But there's some first appearances in there that, like the Betty Ross, like red whatever the hell she is, like her first appearance. There's like a doctor. It's his first appearance. Dr. Faust, I think it was.
Yeah, I was just floored because I'm looking. I'm like,
what?
You're saying like you're like an old man, like there's a doctor or something.
Doctor
His first
something.
appearance is I don't
Dude,
know.
I swear, I'm like hanging out with Jimmy today, and we're doing it to each other. Like we can't complete sentences. We're just like, forget it.
It's in there.
Yeah, but anyway, even the first appearance of Immortal Hulk, what issue is that in? That's in like not Weapon H. It's in a weird one.
The first appearance of Immortal Hulk?
It's not an Immortal Hulk 1. It's I'll find out real quick. First Immortal Hulk. It is First Immortal Hulk is in Avengers 684.
Yeah, oh, interesting. I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
ooh.
Because that's when, like, that's the first time, like, they brought Bruce Banner back before they launched his solo run. But even that book, like, here in a 9.8, well, it's getting bid. It's $43. I don't know what it goes for.
I don't know about this one, but I picked this. It was already graded.
Yeah.
But it was a versus Alien variant.
Oh, yeah, I
like,
remember those variants when they came out.
Said, oh, I like that.
What are you looking up what it goes for, Jason?
What's that?
Are you looking
I'm
up
just
what it goes
trying
for?
to get the hot. I'm trying to get the hot 10 up in my phone.
Oh.
Trying to get my. I got one on the hot 10 this week, by the way.
I'm gonna look at.
No, I got 2 on the hot 10.
You got 2?
I got 2.
I don't.
A 9.8 goes for 175, 160, 175.
Christopher, that I mean, it is some cosmic irony that the 1 week we didn't do this was the week that your Star Wars book was right at the top of the hot 10.
Yeah.
That
Which
week.
one?
The week that Jimmy had the baby and we didn't do the show. That was the week that.
No, what Star Wars book?
Star Wars
it was
1.
Star Wars 1, right?
Star Wars 1.
Star Wars 1.
Hey, Chris, K Slick 40. Chris told me to watch this finally. Now that I'm on vacation.
Nice.
I did not read that correctly. Chris told me to watch this finally. Chris told me to watch this. Finally, now that I'm on vacation. Well, welcome, K Slick.
I work with Chris. Hi, Chris.
Cool.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Welcome.
So yeah, I mean, if I came out, I would bring cards and comics.
You got nobody to stay with because Jimmy's going down the shore.
Oh, Jimmy's coming down the shore?
Yeah. So
Jimmy.
You'd have nobody to stay with. That's a long day trip.
Yeah, that is a long day trip.
You would have to figure it out with him.
You have keys, right?
Jimmy, give me your keys. I'll feed your cats.
So many cats.
Too many cats for me. That house is like poison to me. I can literally in that house for 10 minutes. I want to rip my face off. I'm so allergic.
Are you doing Meadowlands or You're not doing Meadowlands this weekend.
Meadowlands
They're
is closed
closed,
for the
right?
next 2 weeks.
Closed.
But even then, Jason, I gotta tell you, I'm considering just setting up in my driveway every Sunday. If I can consistently make enough money, I'm not paying for a table. I'm not spending money on gas. I'm not waking up at 4 in the morning, and that takes a toll on me. And I'm not like killing my entire my entire Saturday, which is like I wake up at 4 and I don't even get home until like almost 5 p.m.
Well, like
And
when
then
sell
I'm dead. I
at the-
take a nap.
When I sell at the flea market here, it's like driving to Meadowlands. It's like 50 minutes away, so I have to wake up at 4 to make sure I can start getting my car packed by 5.
Yeah.
I have to leave
Right.
no later than like 5:50, so I can get there and set up by 7.
I'm seriously sacrificing all the people that I've met though by setting
Oh,
up
sure,
at home.
sure,
And I
yep.
wish I think if I were to go, because I have paid for the last Friday in July, but the only thing that sucks is it's the National, which I really want to go to.
Oh, this weekend is the National?
The last week of July is the baseball card national, so that's in Atlantic
in
City.
AC.
And I did want to take the kid to that, but I might be able to do it on Friday instead
Yeah, but that's
of Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay.
I don't think it's Sunday. But if it is Sunday, I could go then, but there's nobody signing on Sunday. Like all the autograph guys are Saturday.
Listen, if Jimmy will let me crash at the house, I'm going to be there on Sunday with a bunch of comic books.
Yeah, you're welcome to, man.
I'll be there.
Then I'll leave it to you to also do the social media thing.
What's up, Kadu?
What's up, Kadu? You know what I mean? Like if you wanna reach out to YouTubers, you're more than welcome to. I don't know. I'm afraid that I don't have the stuff that they want. Like I don't have, you know me. I'm not trying to move wall books yet. There will be a point where I will, but I'm not. Not only am they're not graded, but I'm not. I don't know.
Maybe they'll want my slabs and I'll sell them.
They might want your slabs. Yes.
Did you guys have people looking for? Did you have people looking for run filler books at all, or was everybody looking for keys?
Nothing came out of my 9 long boxes that have been through the Meadowlands, and that was my biggest fear. Like, they're gone through. Like, there's nothing there. I feel like I need to, like, that's why I got a long box, 2 long boxes behind me. I got to start pricing new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can only offer half price off of those boxes for so long, and then I'm going to be like, everything in there is $1. Just buy it. Because there's $10, $15 stuff in there, $20 stuff in there.
Maybe the guy will come and buy everything.
Oh, I'm sure Howard is like lurking in the shadows, and I'll hear from him one day, or he'll be there at Meadowlands, and he'll be like, "How much for everything?"
Is that
he'll
the
be
fellow's
like,
name, Howard?
Yeah, but he'll offer me like $35 a box.
I do like that you even said the word Howard with some version of disdain.
No, not at all. He's not a
My
bad guy.
guy's name's David.
Okay.
He's not a bad guy. Dolph Rick told me that Jimmy could have gotten that Adam Hughes variant if he told him he was going to get it $5 or $10 cheaper. Yeah, I know. Sean, Rick called me immediately. He's mad at Jimmy now.
What did Jimmy get?
So Jimmy, they had an Adam Hughes for the new X-Men there, and he had it priced at $99. I looked it up on eBay, and I told Rick that the comps are like $49.99, and I said, would you sell it for $49.99 to Jimmy? He's like, make it $55 because it's $5 shipping. And Jimmy rolled his eyes and offered some guy on eBay, and he got it for $43. And Rick was like, what the fuck? He's like, he could have just said, I'll take $43, and I probably would have sold it to him, since I'm like, support your local stores. And Rick was like, that's kind of shitty.
But wait, Rick had it priced at $99, and he's upset because Jimmy didn't offer him $43?
No. You're misunderstanding. So what happens is when Rick gets all the variants, like Jackie looks them up, and whatever they're going for on eBay, Jackie just picks like the best, the closest thing to what we got, and it's just a 1 in 50. She priced it at $99.99, and after 3 days of it selling on eBay, it's settled in. It's settled in at $49.99. So the 1 in 50s are all going for like $50.
Okay.
So I said to Rick, like, you know, he'll want it for $50, and Rick was like, how much is the shipping? I said, well, it's $50 and $4.99. He said, sell it for $55, and I was like, okay. And Jimmy's like, I'll just make the guy on eBay an offer, and he offered him $43, and he took it like while we were at the diner.
Yeah.
So, but had he known that, like his willingness to only pay $43, Rick would have been like, sure, take it for $43. It's just miscommunication. That's all.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna, yeah. I mean,
next time.
what I always think. This is what I always think, right? It is the other person's asset until it is my asset, right? So if I see something priced at $75 and I don't think I'm willing to pay $75 for it, then I'm going to leave it exactly where it sits for $75 until I find it for the price point. I'm not a haggler either, and I don't think Jimmy's looking at it from the point of view.
Yeah, I'm not a haggler for retail. I mean, it is what it is. Like, everything's priced accordingly. It's all stuff that just comes out. I would never I would never ask for somebody to come down lower on a book that just came out this week.
Right.
But when it comes to what it's selling on eBay and Rick's practices for selling things on, or pricing variants on eBay, he goes with what just sold. So if Jackie saw one that sold for $99.99 with free shipping, Rick's like, okay, that's the market, or at least that's the market on release day.
Right.
You know?
I guess what I'm saying is, like, Rick has every bit the right.
He does.
But Rick owner of that asset to charge $99.99, and Jimmy has every bit the right to offer somebody $43 and get it, right?
Right.
So, like,
I think Rick's position is that he's a local store just trying to get by just like everybody else, and he's willing to, like, and he has proven that he's willing to work with anybody. So if you want to make him an offer, a fair offer, he would take it. Yeah. And he's like, I kind of wish he would have said something, because I would have sold it to him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've done that to him. He's priced the variants like super high,
totally.
Like, because like you said, he sees it selling on eBay. I'm like, Midtown's got him for this much. He goes, all right, give me that much.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when it comes to pricing variants, he's negotiable.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of funny that Kadu brought that up. But anyway,
you guys went over to the shop today?
Because I told Jimmy, I said, listen, I gotta run. I gotta run to the post office to pick up what ended up being Jason's book. Do you want to come with me to run the errand and go to the store, or you want me to do the errands and we'll meet at the diner? And he's like, no, I'd like to go to the Fortress. So we ran in there. Not a lot this week.
Mando's out.
Yeah, Mando's out. Rick put 3 different covers in my mailbox. Did you get a variant?
I didn't go yet. I'm going tomorrow.
So I'm sure there's a nice one in your box. You bastard.
Well, here's the other thing. I had anticipated.
Don't hate Chris because he's beautiful.
Chris is
I know,
beautiful.
right?
He's beautifully Star Wars.
Very, very pretty. I have a couple sets coming from this other place I order from Illinois.
Yeah.
And I do some pre-order stuff with them just because I know, like, I'm guaranteed, because sometimes things happen. So if you said there's 3, you got 3 of them?
3 covers? Rick's got, Kadu, help me if I'm wrong, but Rick's got like 5 or 6 different covers for Mando 1, right?
There should have been.
I'm sure there's 20. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch.
There's not like exclusives or anything. There's, like, with ratios, I think there's 7.
Yeah, I got mine right here. Let me grab them. 7?
So if 7 or 8. So if I end up with, I'm gonna get some from the other spot. I got 5 packs. So I got the 5 standards. So if there's any one of those you need, I'll hook you up.
And that doesn't include store exclusives, right? There's like 1,000 of those.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a billion of them.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the bounty hunter.
Mike Mayhew himself has 2 different exclusives for it.
Aren't these the Knights of Ren are back, right?
What's that?
The Knights of Ren are back.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, where are they? So I got the John Tyler Christopher, which I always like getting, the Mando figure. Mm-hmm. That's a nice one. Then I think this is the A cover. That's Is that the A cover?
No.
Is that a photo cover?
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
it's
the
a photo
that-
cover.
That's the A cover.
Yeah, that's the A cover.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So this is because this is the D cover. It's 141,
Okay.
which is nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Clean.
But non-ratio, there's 5 covers.
Okay. Yeah. Peach with a nice Daredevil this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sometimes she really. I know it's getting old though. Yeah, this is the one that had the Hughes variant that Jimmy wanted. I don't even know
Okay.
what it is. What is it? X-Men Destiny of X.
I cannot find that Hulk book on cover price.
What Hulk book?
The one I got.
The magazine?
Yeah, it's called like The Hulk or something like that with an exclamation point, but it doesn't show up.
With
on
an exclamation point?
Yeah, I think actually think it's got like an exclamation
I
point or
think you're
something
right.
ridiculous.
Well,
In the
look
back.
on the. It's just called Hulk 13.
Hellfire Gala.
It's not.
I can
called,
find
It
I
is.
can find it on.
It is but it's just called Hulk 13. Do you want me to
Yeah, I
look
can-
it up on mine?
I can find it on cover price, but I can't.
Do you want me
I
to
can
find it on GP?
I don't have GP. I can find it on Key Collector, but I can't find it on what you call it. Did you guys watch Love and Thunder? Well, you watched Love and Thunder. Dolph.
I watched it.
Did you watch it, Chris?
No.
Did
I don't
you
go
watch
to
it,
the
Jason?
movies.
I don't go to the movies.
Did
Well, I
Jason-
just don't. I mean, I will when certain things come out, but I don't typically.
So, what year is it?
It's from 1979.
It could be this one. It's just Hulk 1. Is this the magazine?
I am really surprised.
So there's really no data. 9.2 sold for 165.
So, Dolph, if you look this book up on Key Collector, right, and you look up The Hulk,
Yeah.
right, you'll see this book. You look at the cover. It is the print is the tan cover. It's
Yeah.
weird.
You'll see it when you get yours though.
All right.
Because it definitely has tanning up the top and the left, and you can see it's tan, like a tan frame where it's exposed by the sun.
Oh, okay. Like it was sitting under a stack.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a couple of keys in that run.
In that magazine run.
Yeah, because the last issue of the run is a painted cover by Joe Jusko depicting Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. So that book's like $100 book.
So what I'm gonna say about Thor: Love and Thunder is that it was an odd mix of despair and slapstick.
It was a weird mix.
It is a weird mix of it's like it was like really desperate and sad, and then it's Monty Python. It was bizarre. It's so bizarre. It's just weird.
This is what
I thought there was-
Waititi
Yeah.
figures.
I thought there was some really cool parts too, like
Yeah, I'm
Visually,
trying
there was some
not to
really-
spoil anything. Like, you know.
no, I know.
Yeah.
That's one. Visually, I thought there were some really cool parts.
Yeah.
There's a section. This does not spoil anything, but there's a section that's almost Sin City-esque, where it's black
Yeah.
and white
Mhm.
with pops of color, and I thought that was
Yeah.
a really rad.
That's in the
one
trailer.
from a like kind of an artistic point of view.
Yeah.
But there was, and I did feel like the movie for me was some of its awesomeness was reduced because the theater that we watched it in, the audio that played the music
Yeah.
was messed up.
Really?
And so, like the big parts where like they play Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
loudly
Yeah.
was muted in our theater.
Oh,
Like
no.
it was, I could tell that I was supposed to be hearing Guns N' Roses loudly.
That's a bummer.
But it was not playing loud, and that took it away from the experience a little bit for me. But I mean, I liked it as far as a popcorn movie. I did think that there were some spots, to your point about the slapstick, like where it was almost like
It was
they took
weird and
Natalie
bad timing
Portman's
for it too.
character and made her like a little dumber in
That's
some
what
parts.
I mean.
So-
Like you're talking about her having cancer, and then it's like, it's like almost poking her eyes, like, It's like Three Stooges, and it's so
Well,
weird.
like I just thought like the over the top attempt to have a catchphrase. You know, I was like, this girl's dying from cancer. Like, she really worried about the catchphrase like that much?
No.
So yeah.
Chris wants to know if there was a dead parrot. He goes, Monty Python, was there a dead parrot?
Yeah. There was a bunch of silly walks, that's for sure.
Yeah, there was there was a rabbit with huge teeth.
Yeah, that's it.
I had teeth like this. Yeah, teeth like this.
So did you? Okay, I finally saw Multiverse of Madness. What did you guys?
Oh, you
think of
finally
that?
I it? I think we can talk about it now. I liked it. I
I
liked
think
it.
so too. I mean,
I liked
made
it better than Thor.
$50 million, and it's been out on Disney Plus. So
I want to know why everybody hated it so much. I thought it was pretty good.
I don't understand why everybody hated it so much either.
I don't know why.
Like they were like straight up like little kids like getting onto like social media being like that movie sucked. I was like,
I don't know what their expectations were.
There's a certain portion of me that thinks like right now people think they should hate everything, and so like they're just gonna dump on everything. If they want more movies to be made, then they should. They don't have to pull their punches in terms of their reviews or whatever. But like
I think with the speculation thing, it makes people have these expectations and they're always going to get let down.
Yeah.
How many people wanted Mephisto so bad in like 5 properties and they didn't get them? And then it's like, where's Mephisto?
Right. Don't get butthurt because you lost money on the comic.
You have these
I'll be right back,
expectations.
guys.
Yeah, sure. You have these expectations, and the movie is just not there to meet everybody's expectations. Some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it. I also don't go in every movie liking. I just don't like everything. You know, my dad likes everything. He likes it. He's like, oh, it was fun. He'll see anything. He's like, oh, it was good. I was like, no.
That's kind of how I am with the Star Wars movies. My one friend, is so opposed to the newer Star Wars movies. That one time we were taking a walk. If you've never been to Penn State's campus, you can literally do like a 4 or 5 mile walk. Yeah. And so we went on like a 4 or 5 mile walk. And for about 4 or 5 miles, I don't think I actually spoke. He just told me for it's rare that you can be talked at for a distance, but I was talked at for about 4 to 5 miles. And at the end of that walk, he's like, well, now you hate whatever it was, don't you? And I was like, no, I my feeling has not changed at all. I still...
Yeah, Obi-Wan's a funny one. There was a lot of bad episodes, but there was enough good where I was like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, whereas Boba Fett...
Boba Fett I did not like, except for the 2 Mando episodes, and even those just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Right,
I keep saying
like
they were Mando episodes,
you
right?
should have taken the first Mando episode and put it in like episode 3, and then had the last Mando episode be in the last episode. So this way it wasn't just like Boba, Mando.
Yeah. that first Mando episode was rad too. So yeah. No, I feel.
I don't know if they'll make a ROM movie, a ROM Space Knight movie. I know they've been talking about it. I know who's a big fan of it. Gunn is a big fan of ROM, isn't he? Somebody said he couldn't touch ROM for some reason though. Either they were going to put him in something, and they weren't going to do a solo project. But I know Gunn loves ROM.
And Marvel owns ROM straight up, right? There's no stupid,
no, I don't think there's
no like licensing to a toy company or anything like that.
No, I don't think that's the only property that's just held hostage is anything Amazing Spider-Man now. Amazing Spider-Man and all of his everything that appeared everything Spider-Man. The last thing was like I think there was a slight it was a release thing with Hulk. Like that's why Hulk couldn't have a solo show because Hulk they'd had to pay something to somebody, so they couldn't just release it. Hulk always had to get paired with somebody, otherwise they would have had to pay out to somebody else.
But what
I always
about,
thought it was like
like
Lionsgate, but it was not
like,
Lionsgate or Dimension.
what about like GI Joe and Transformers? Those are the licensing is to Hasbro or whomever, right? So is that the problem with those, or are they independent of their comic run?
Who did Transformers? Paramount? I think Paramount has the deal with Hasbro. I think it was a Paramount movie.
Okay.
So Paramount probably did GI Joe too.
And I never watched the newest GI Joe or the Snake Eyes movie, which I know
heard-
people
I
had really
did.
high hopes about. But
I watched it.
was it okay?
It was weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, because Snake Eyes is not supposed to talk. So this is
Yeah.
like a Snake Eyes prequel before he's really Snake Eyes. So it's like it's not Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is supposed to be silent.
I was listening to Did you listen to the newest episode of Comic Book Historians with Larry Hama?
I know enough about Larry Hama.
Okay.
I know.
It was pretty good, but like I never realized that GI Joe the comic predates
Oh yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
I guess in
was
my
all-
mind, I mean, I know it came out in '82, but I in my mind they're
Well, it's like Star Wars the comic. All the guy had was like a treatment, and that's why everybody looks the way they do. Because I think they got maybe some like Macquarie mock-ups and a script treatment, and that's all that they got for Star Wars.
Right.
That's why
So
it looks the way it does.
Jabba's like a dude who walks upright and
Well, even
and
then,
stuff
it's
like
like Luke doesn't look like Mark Hamill. Luke looks like what they think Luke should look like.
sure.
A lot of it's a little different, and not so much like Macquarie's original art, but it's still not exactly. They're doing a Nova thing. They could soft intro in that. Yeah, they could. Now Goslin, though, who they said was going to be Richard Rider, is now Goslin wants to be Ghost Rider.
Who, Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At least they're saying that. I don't know. I either way, it works for me. I think he would be a fine Ghost Rider too.
I love me some Ryan Gosling. I mean,
He's dreaming.
all he had to do was he could have never acted in a film, but just did that Papyrus SNL short,
yeah.
and I would be a fan for life.
Ryan Gosling had me
I
at
hate
the.
the Papyrus typeface with such a passion that when they did that SNL short, if
Yeah.
you've ever seen it,
He
holy crap!
He had me at the Macaulay Culkin T-shirt wars. That was the greatest thing ever. Did you ever see that?
No, Macaulay
So
Culkin.
it started out with Ryan Gosling's walking in Beverly Hills. He's got a shirt that's Macaulay Culkin shopping.
Uh-huh.
Macaulay
interesting.
Macaulay Culkin had a shirt of Ryan Gosling wearing a Macaulay Culkin shirt. Then Ryan Gosling had a shirt made with Macaulay Culkin wearing the Ryan Gosling shopping wearing. They went back
It's
and forth like
it's,
six
it's T-shirt
times.
Inception is what you're saying.
Oh my god, it just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's so
That's
brilliant.
good.
You got to look it up. It's brilliant.
That's so good. Yeah, Gosling on SNL is like Peyton Manning on SNL. It only if you like that celebrity, it only enhances your affinity for that person.
Those guys that can do it at a character like that, like they're just not them. It like a parody of themselves. It's
Parody of
brilliant.
themselves,
It is
yeah.
totally brilliant. How are you feeling about Barbie movie, Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie? I mean, Ryan Gosling looked weird as Ken. I saw a couple of stills, but I
There's
mean,
a Barbie movie coming out.
it's a Barbie movie. I don't know if it's I haven't seen footage. I don't know if it's for me or not.
I'm trying to think if there's a Gosling movie I don't like, and then if I can think about it from that point of view.
This is where
I
the
mean-
three of us can get together and all tell Jimmy how much we hate Drive and watch him freak out.
Yeah, right.
Just like one time, we'll just say like, "Man, I hated Drive so much," and like Jason will be like, "Yeah."
Listen,
Drive
I know that
Drive
right
was
now
terrible."
he cannot afford to smash his laptop, and if you tell him to hate Drive, it's
He
gonna
might
cost
be.
him like
He might be
$2,000.
watching. We don't know if he's watching or not.
Plus, he knows I don't hate Drive, so
I know
that's-
I like Drive
like,
too. Drive
yeah.
was good.
Sorry, there's a bunch of cops outside.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got
Are
drug
they all
addicts that
Are
live
they all
on
at
one
Dunkin'
side.
Donuts?
What's that?
Are they all at Dunkin' Donuts?
They'll probably hit that afterwards. I got a bunch of drug addicts that live on one side, and then a neighbor's getting divorced, and the wife likes to call the cops on like every little thing.
I had one of those up the street. She was calling the cops on him constantly.
Yeah, and my dog was just losing his mind. My wife's like, I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Man,
we're talking about the guys.
They built in front of my driveway.
I was hoping that moving here from Jersey City, it was going to be like, not going to have to deal with a whole lot of anything. And I got stuck myself right in between two psychopaths.
Say, you thought that was going to be a Jefferson situation? You were moving on up?
Yeah, no.
Chris, if you have a choice, Ryan Gosling, Nova or Ghost Rider?
Ryan Gosling. Nova.
Yeah, I'm leaning Nova too. I think keep on using what's his name from
Nick
Star
Cage.
Wars. No, not yeah. I'm sure Nick Cage. What did Nick Cage say he wanted to do again? He wanted a character, and it was like no. What's his name? Cassian Andor. He was Ghost Rider
right.
in Shield.
Yeah.
I mean, they can just go with him again. It's no motorcycle, but I mean, he was fine.
I agree.
Not what's his name? Lima? What's his name? Cassian Andor.
Yeah, he's the South American guy, right?
Yeah, he was Ghost Rider in Agents of Shield, the TV show.
Oh yeah, keep him. That's awesome.
For season 3, they could keep him. He's got a Trans Am instead. Is it a Trans Am or a Firebird instead of a car?
Do you think they'll do like Jaime Reyes or what's his name? Jaime Reyes.
It is Reyes.
Do you think that which Ghost Rider do you think will get?
That's what I mean. If they use Andor, that's who he was. He was Reyes.
Oh, okay.
But if they go with Nick Cage was supposed to be
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of
Really?
the Rings. Yeah, I heard that too. He was just on something, answering questions, and he really wants to play some odd characters.
Listen, they need to do a Willy's Wonderland too. All right.
I haven't watched that one.
You watch it? Holy moly, it was awesome.
But his favorite movie is Molly. I haven't watched that yet. Is it Molly?
Are you talking about?
I gotta look it up Pig. That's his favorite movie. I haven't watched that yet. So he, in an interview, he said, "What's the favorite movie you've ever done?" Of all the movies that he's done, he said Pig.
No, Willy's Wonderland was my favorite.
That's the one that's completely bonkers, right?
He doesn't say a word in the whole movie. It's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's amazing.
He's like Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves are two guys that I will watch anything I don't care. I will watch anything they make.
Yep.
Like if I have it, I will watch it. I don't care. New Nick Cage movie.
A friend of mine.
Did you watch Face Off again right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Face Off's great. Shut
Face
up.
Off's
I watched
awesome.
Con Air. How about that?
Con Air is awesome.
I've watched Con Air as
That
well.
horrible Southern accent.
That
he
is-
does.
Oh, it's
I love it.
horrible.
That is possibly the worst Southern accent in the history of cinema.
It's pretty bad.
It is.
But it's badly beautiful.
I love it takes about him in like an hour and a half to say the word darling.
Darling.
Darling. I was like, it sounds like he's dying when he's saying darling.
Forget Chappelle
good.
is in that too.
What's that?
What's that?
Forget Chappelle is in that too.
Is he?
He's the guy
Yeah,
who dies in
right.
the landing gear. The one he tries to sneak back on the plane up the landing gear. That's Chappelle.
Plus, my boy John Cusack's in that.
John
film.
Cusack's in it.
I do love me some John Cusack.
That's a great cast, man. Buscemi's in it. Who else is in it? Well, Malkovich is in it. Cyrus the Virus.
He's another one. I love John Malkovich.
Malkovich is awesome. I still love him in Red. When you see him, Red is awesome. That's a good movie.
I remember when Being John Malkovich came out.
That was a great movie.
That movie was amazing.
Bonkers.
Crazy. See, that's just it. I love those completely
Yeah, I like
off the
those
wall
weird
movies.
ones too. Yeah, that's a good weird one.
So, should we do the hot 10?
Yeah, let's do the hot 10. Let me bring it up for you, Jason.
Jimmy would not be doing well in this particular episode because we are rambling, and he
Oh, really?
He likes a little structure in his Wednesday night chat, I think.
Rambling's all right though.
Oh, I like it. I like this loose format.
We all get like I feel like I'm not just sitting there listening to you go on about
The
stuff
hot
that I
10.
don't have.
That's true.
Chris,
All
what are
right.
you saying about this next segment then?
I'm saying I don't have any of them. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have these books.
I am poor. I am comic poor. I do not have these high-end books.
All right, boys and girls, hot 10.
Hot 10.
Hot 10.
Chris, do you have the boys #1 though?
I
You got the omnibus, right?
I have
Didn't
a
you?
I have a complete run that I bought in a collection.
Do you really?
Very nice, all nice. At least 9/6s on everything.
think I have a second print of this. I don't have
Well,
a first print.
you think they're 9/6s until you submit them and they drop.
Oh yeah,
them all.
it'll be a 9/2
So they
because
detach all the
yeah,
covers.
so they just rip the cover off.
Then you get those sweet 8.5s.
But
Um,
the boys #3 is the first team, right? Isn't that the first Highlander? Is 3? Homelander?
Homelander.
Let me look real quick. Can I look real quick? No.
This is on Wildstorm, really?
Yeah,
I like Wildstorm.
I guess I
That's-
can't. I want to go look at all the I want to be able to look at all the boys. You silly app.
So,
Whatever.
number 10,
Silly.
Journey into Mystery 83.
It
the
keeps
Golden
going
Record
up and up and up
reprint.
and up.
Jean-Claude
Whoa.
This is hilarious
one.
because
I
a
just bought
9.2
one.
sold for $1,100, but an 8.5 sold for $1,000, which means I think either the 8.5 is an outlier or the 9.2 is going to see gains at
Oh, yeah.
1,100.
Oh yeah.
So, but more than likely, the 8.5 sale was kind of bonkers, you know. Although a 4.5 sold for $506, and you got about 97 grades between a 4.5 and an 8.5. So, this one is interesting to me. I do have a desire to find a Golden Record reprint in the wild, at some point in time.
I had a chance of buying one still sealed with the record for like $500 like 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nice.
What do the actual record dust jackets look like?
It's a full record. It almost looks exactly like the cover.
Okay.
And it has like it was like a greenish yellow, and it had like some pictures on the back, but basically a teleplay of the book.
Is that what it is? It's like a
They
reading,
they read
basically?
the book. Yeah, record just plays the book.
I would like to hear what that
I would
sounds
like get an MP3 of it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, 1966
Yeah,
rendition.
exactly.
Yeah. Like, do you think it's going to be like some
It's like a radio drama.
Yeah.
It's either going to be a radio drama, so it's like Thor said to Loki, or it's going to be like, or it's going to be some like Shakespearean actor. You
Well,
know, with the, all.
Did you ever
all the
watch
goths.
the?
Master thespian.
Did you ever watch the '66 cartoons of like Hulk, Captain America? So they basically take the panels, and the animation is so weird that so it's like Captain America in a panel fighting Red Skull, and what they do is they animate it on this cartoon, but they really just slide the cell and just move his arm with the shield on it. So, and you'll just see like clanging bullets off the front of it, but he's still in the same position.
What is this?
It goes like this. He's like this.
What
So
was
they
this?
animated in like 1966.
Oh,
they animated
that is
Iron
awesome.
Man, Submariner, Sergeant Fury, Hulk, Captain.
That's
Like
awesome.
so they have, and they're really weird. It's like bar minimum animation on all of them.
Like some of the puppetry from like Mr. Rogers, right?
It's basically
that.
like what you used to see in a window hanger, where you have like one little point of like of articulation, and that's it. And it's just like this with a shield on it, blocking bullets. No Loki.
It's like a pop-up book.
It is.
Somebody put
yeah,
you mean somebody
seriously.
put a paper fastener in the shoulder joint and
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll have you know
Somebody-
what because I have
Somebody
I
behind
have
the
them.
scenes is pulling the tab.
Right, yeah.
You know what we can do is when we end the stream, I can play them for you because I can't do it here. They'll strike me.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. But anyway, I
All
actually
right.
saw Golden Records reprint of a Hulk. It was like a mid-run Hulk, But it was kind of cool to see. Somebody had him at the Leesport today.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was cool. I almost wanted it, but it wasn't a key.
Well, I guess this goes back to our. If we see this at the flea market, we're picking it up, right? Like I don't know that I'm going to seek this out.
Safely say that for all of these.
But and I bet you this. I have a feeling, Dolph. I guess this $1,300 high is probably in line, right? I mean, we're seeing a 9.2 sold for $1,100, so
it's probably half the price of the Spider-Man. Spider-Man's probably like is. 25 now.
What's that?
As far as the Golden Record reprints, I'm guessing the Spider-Man is double what Thor is.
Probably.
Is that on this list?
No,
it's not.
Nope, just this one. It's kind of an outlier this week.
Because that one is, you're going first appearance, second appearance.
This screen share of Key Comics messes me up because I keep trying to scroll. I can't.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Just tell me when you're scrolling. I'll do it for you.
Chris does not have control of the scroll.
No, I have it over here though.
Next.
So next, boys number 1. I mean, this is obvious that it's going to heat up every single time there's a new season that comes out, right? I just think it's kind of interesting that I think it's interesting that we continually fall for the same same kind of trick,
but
right?
So here's the thing, though. It's like we've known Boys season 3 was coming out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Now they're putting it on the list now because everybody should have been specking on this 6 months ago, but instead they're already buying it too late.
Yeah.
Which is why you cannot listen to Key Collector Comics.
Well, I think it's a super useful tool. Obviously, if you're hunting in the wild, it's a super useful tool.
It's a great tool,
but
you should have been
not a
specking
great
on this
indicator
a long time ago.
It's not a great indicator. It's a precursor, right? It's showing when these things are happening in real time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're smart, you're buying Black Panther stuff now.
Right.
Sure.
You don't wait for Key Collector to tell you it's hot right before the movie comes out.
Well, right. You're buying Riri Williams books now. You were buying She-Hulk.
But they're
She-Hulk
not,
books
Jason. That's the thing.
A year and a half ago.
They're not. They're gonna wait for this app to tell them to do it.
Yeah, but for us,
it's
a great tool to start selling once it shows up on people.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Definitely true. Like we always say, like you should because a 7-day sale, you should set your book up for sale Monday, so it sells by the next Monday after the numbers had come out over the weekend. And that's when everybody's like, "Whoa."
Whoa. They all turn into Keanu Reeves.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I was gonna say they all hit the hash.
But yeah, for Boys to be like, and not only that, like Boys 3 should be on here too because Homelander is just as important as the Boys.
Yeah, I mean, if I would say if there's a a standout character from it that from the show in general, it's Homelander.
Sure.
And he's despicable, so
I haven't watched it yet, but I know that this is going to be a good one. I don't have this issue, the Hero-gasm issue.
That is the I am waiting to see how they pull that off. I've only made it through I'm on the 4th episode right now of The Boys.
From what I understand, it is debauchery, that episode, so
well, in the comic, it is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, kind of awesome.
What is it? It's a solo, right? Isn't it a one shot?
What, the Hero-gasm?
Or is it in the run?
It was in the run.
It was in the run.
I believe so. Either that, or I did some weird reading order list that I threw the one shot in where it was supposed to go.
No, it is a one-shot. The Boys Hero-gasm from the pages of The Boys. Oh, wait, from the pages of The Boys.
Yeah, but don't you think they just mean that's in continuity with the storyline with The Boys?
It could mean lots of things.
Yeah, it could mean a lot of things.
Thanks, Christopher.
You're welcome. Here to help.
I don't know if I don't know. Maybe somebody
There are
in the
many
chat.
things that this could mean.
Language is a funny thing.
There you go. Could do. And Herogasm was a 5-issue mini. I do not have it then.
I do have it. So
Wah. You have it?
I do. In one of these lovely boxes behind me.
Nice. I wonder how that one's doing. That's got to be going up in price.
Yeah.
Good, I'll sell it.
You should.
Oh, it's hot. Sell it, it's hot.
It's like one of those things where it's only going to
But
happen
the,
this one
the
time.
only reason it's not on this list is because Chris has it.
Right, that's exactly
Yeah, that
it.
could be.
I think it actually might be on the runners up.
But if you have, if there was a time to sell it because they're
Absolutely.
not, they can't do it again, this is the time to sell it.
Absolutely.
There's going to be there's a key collector's note that says Chris owns this, therefore will not be on the top 10.
Unless he cannot be on the Wednesday night chat.
Right. If we can hide it
Now,
from him.
shout not highlight Chris's books. Narrated by the same man who narrated the Golden Record reprint of
There
Thor
you go.
83.
Should be the guy.
All right, so moving on, Amazing Spider-Man number 3.
I'm still kicking
I'm
myself in
not
the
100% sure, other than the fact that these low grades are continuing to moving on up. Second Jefferson reference in the last 10 minutes. I mean, a 1.5 sold for $1,899. It's crazy. A 1 sold for $1,500, and a 0.5 with half of its cover missing sold for $1,080, which I'm assuming was a return, right?
That is so beautifully like Ditko. It's so good. It's an expensive book.
This Dolph, this must absolutely. I don't know what the GPA says, but this is one of your books, right? The high is 11.8 thousand. It must be fourfold 11 point, like a 9 something of this book has to be north of 40 grand or so.
Oh, I would say if you had a 9, 6 figures, easy. 100K. I could see it breaking 100,000.
Oh. Well, my 9.4s should go for a healthy lot.
Yeah.
Now you hear he said 9.4s plural.
Yeah, I got like 3 of them. You know. Listen, if I can't beat them, I'm going to lie about it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's the best tactic to take. So, that gets to our probably out of our range. You have that though, don't you? You have the first Doc Ock, don't you? Oh, you don't?
No, I don't have. These are the two of all the keys. I have a lot of them. I'm missing Doc Ock and Green Goblin. I have the rest of them. I don't have 1. I don't have 2. I don't have Vulture. I don't have Chameleon. I don't have Doc Ock. I don't have Green Goblin. I have the rest.
So Thor 126, obviously first Thor in title. So this first post Journey into Mystery. This, based on the fact that the Hercules book, Journey into Mystery Annual 1, has just been heating. This one, by far the better cover. This should have been.
It is a great cover.
Been on fire the whole time too, which clearly it's been going up, but
6.0 for 227. I would, or 250. I would grab one of those, a 6.0 graded.
Well, sure.
The best Hercules.
I mean, an $800 sale in 8.0, and 8.0 is pretty high grade for a book from 67?
Yeah.
66? Yeah. So, that's pretty freaking high, especially for a classic Kirby cover and the first solo title. I mean, all those first solo title books. If you've noticed, the first Hulk 102, that first solo title, is starting to get a lot of love in the last probably 6 months.
One was at the flea market today. He wanted $450 for it. It needed a lot of love. It was like one of those wavy, like wet covers. But he wanted $450 for it.
Oh, we did. Speaking of, we didn't do our weekly pickups or anything like that. And you got.
Oh, we can do it later. Instead of going through all my modern stuff, I can go through the 4 books I picked up today at Leesport.
Sure. So anyways, Thor 126. This I wouldn't say I would target this book at a show or something like that, but I would certainly be looking for this book more fervently.
I mean, if
you
a
know,
4 or 5
from
is
the marketplaces.
yeah, if 4 or 5 is 193, you could probably see a graded 3.5 for like $150, and I would have that. I would carry that at a show. Like I would buy that.
Yeah.
You know me. It's all relative. I like the low stuff too because it doesn't move like the high grade stuff, but it definitely
also,
goes up
I mean,
relatively.
this is something you've done a lot of, Dolph, in the last couple of years. Just see if you can find a nicer raw copy. Like
grade it, clean it,
Yep.
press it, and yeah. I mean that last Electra I bought, that was nice, except for it had like a cup stain on it.
This to me has a lot going for it.
I like this book a lot.
It's got the first solo title. It's a Kirby cover, and then it's a classic cover. So I think it's there's a lot going for it. This would be a book I would definitely be looking for.
So you're saying I should buy one right now?
Do it.
You've
I'm just
probably
kidding.
already purchased it.
I have one of these, I think. I don't remember. Thor
Chris,
126.
He thinks he's got one of these.
Hmm.
I don't
He's
even
not
know.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm even
Hello,
sure I
Yemi.
own this piece of cardboard. I'm sure of that. He doesn't know if he owns Thor 126.
Not sure. This has got a 4.0 for 200. 4.0
Jason
for
is the
200.
keeper of everyone's
So
comics.
if I bought this 4.0 for 200 right
He
now,
knows
it
what
always,
y'all
it
got.
would always go over this.
Jimmy says you definitely have one
Where's Jimmy?
on the chat.
Oh, hello, Hemi. 5.0 for 325. 6.0 went for 250. What?
Yeah.
People have lost their damn minds.
I like that Jason doesn't have any idea what I have.
I know that you. Yeah, I know what you got.
Well, if it's Star Wars, I probably have it.
If it's a Star Wars book, you have it. Except you do not have that freaking first Ahsoka Tano, and you don't have the Filoni version of this first Ahsoka Tano either.
Ugh, that's like my holy grail.
And it fills you with this. And it fills you with the sadness.
If I could have any one book, it's that 1 in 10 variant, the Filoni cover. Ugh.
Oh, I just looked at one. I said, "Oh, this is a really nice copy." Turned it over. There's writing all over the back.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with the raw book from Silver Age that you're buying online, too. You cannot flip through the pages yourself.
Yep.
You've gotten relatively lucky with that with a couple of books, but
I have. Yeah, I am. Because I don't really get to go through them. I just know. In hindsight, I didn't know my first Harley Quinn has got a store stamp on the front of it. It bums me out. I'll never get it.
Talk to me about store stamps.
Yeah, I can't get it graded. Me and Chris were talking about that.
I'm mad.
It'll come back qualified.
why does the store stamp impact them, but the date stamp does not?
Because the date stamp is of the time.
Well, so is the store stamp. So
yeah, but store stamps, when they knew grading practices and that what you should and shouldn't do, that's why it affects the grade. When back in the day, that was just normal practice to put like a wax crayon on the front, and they did it, and so it that's why it's commonplace. So they just allow it.
I just think it's a little. I think like in Chris's example, I think it's a little ticky tacky because when they first started doing. It's not like when they first started doing Free Comic Book Day, the point of those books was for the collectors either. Like, it was Free Comic Book Day was to encourage participation in the hobby, right? So, like, the idea that they put a blank spot there for comic book shops
right.
to you know, like
this is where you got it from. If you liked it, come on back.
Yeah, I think that's kind of BS. I know what you're saying too, Dolph, but like in the Free Comic Book Day versions, like I almost think that's something that should be I don't know, overlooked or at least anticipated.
Yeah.
Forgiven.
I made an offer.
Did you really?
Oh wait, is this guy away?
It might happen. It might happen yet.
Is it one that he cannot refuse?
Something's going on eBay. You can't make offers. This is the third time where it says this page does not exist. Like, I think something's broken on eBay today.
The eBay.
And that has
The-
happened where like
the entirety of
something's
the eBay is broken.
yeah.
So I think we all know Avengers 9.
Floating heads.
Floating heads.
Yeah, this one is spiking because of floating heads.
I've taken to purchasing anything with floating heads on Whatnot.
I don't like this spec. I like it because it's a Silver Age great book, but I don't think Wonder Man is gonna. I don't know.
Is he supposed to be in something? Because Wonder Man's picking up some steam.
Yeah, well,
They
they're
just
talking
said
about
they
a Wonder Man
announced the
series.
feature Wonder Man series for Disney Plus.
Interesting.
Oh man, I can't remember I listened to the one. I watched the one YouTube channel that does like the kind of the 20-minute character deep dives or history and origin arc, and they were doing
It's
the Wonder Man one.
Comic Historian.
No, it's well, that at least that's not the one I listened to.
It's like comic history in 60 seconds or something like that. Like
no, this one's like this is like a 20-minute.
Oh, was it on Wonder Man?
And Wonder Man, his character is straight up bonkers. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Wonder Man
they
basically
killed him, they brought
dies
him back.
and is revived in multiple iterations.
Yeah,
he is a failed Hollywood actor. Then he's a popular Hollywood actor.
He's
then
also been resurrected.
Yeah, exactly. Like Wonder Man is mostly voodoo. It's really a really crazy character arc.
Yeah, he's nuts.
So yeah, I wouldn't. To your point, Dolph, I would not be investing in this book right now because the book forever was sitting.
If you get it now, it will be worth more by the time the Disney Plus thing comes out. But I mean, it's like, I don't know.
But the high grades, we saw some high grade books sell for insane money. I mean,
that might just
it is
because
a sub 10 Avengers, so you're going to see all of those books sell for really crazy money in higher grade.
Well, you know what I have been doing, because I went to RC and he had like 3 Wonder Man ones from the 90s. I grabbed a couple of those. They're all $1.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to sell them for $15 by the time the show comes out, because that's when he got his first solo. It's like Silver Sable too. Like if you find Silver Sable 1s out there, because it's like an overprinted 90s book. You get those for $1, like 2 for $1. I would pick those up.
This Avengers 10 in a 4 or 5, I think, is still like a $400 or $450 book. So
yeah,
any of there's almost a key in every issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's to your point, it's solid. That's a solid book to have. But I think right now you're going to be paying some inflated prices. At least it's probably been undervalued for a long time, but you're going to be paying some inflated prices right now.
Yeah.
Key in every issue, kids.
Yeah, I think because the announcement is now, and there's going to be a lull until the show
goes. There's going to be a lull.
Then
like
you buy the dip for sure.
So.
Definitely buy the dip. Don't buy it now.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Do it. Just do it. That's
there's a book I would like to own.
Which one?
Hulk 340.
Mm-hmm.
I got this, Chris, in that 80s collection. I got a newsstand, and I was hesitant, but I did pull the trigger and sell it. It ended up being at 8.0. I think I got $175 for it.
Historically, there are only 4 9.8 newsstands.
Holy crap!
That's why it sold for $4,000. There's only 4 of them.
I'm actually shocked it's not more than that if there's only 4 of them.
Yeah, because the 9.8 New Mutants sells for like $6,000.
Yeah.
But that is first Deadpool, though. This is just an iconic cover.
That's true.
Guess what, guys?
You have one?
That falls. That Incredible Hulk falls right into the right time frame for that to be in the collection.
Oh, I thought that was in the Boys and Girls Club in Delaware.
No, this one I got.
No, his collection, not his collection.
No, I know what you're talking about.
The one you're looking to buy?
Yeah.
The one that they used.
Boxer, right?
They own the shop, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Newsstand for you.
Stops at 94, right, Chris? 94?
Right around 94, 93, 94, somewhere around there.
I can't believe there's only 4.
I
9/8.
very much like that the way they write historically. There are only 4 recorded news.
Well, probably because
Well, so it says historically there are
CBCS
only
doesn't
4
have a
recorded
census.
sales. It doesn't say there's only 4 in the census. It says 4 the sales.
Oh. Well, I also know like CBCS doesn't have a census. PGX definitely doesn't have a census.
CBCS doesn't have a census?
I don't think it did. I think it
Wow.
just started one, so it's not. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think CBCS came to the census thing late, so they don't have a very good one.
Yeah, but don't they have records so that they can update their census?
That's just it. I don't think. I don't think they do.
That's lame.
I agree with Christopher. It's lame. It's super lame.
Thank you, Jason.
Very lame.
The fall off between this book and a 9896 is.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah,
that would be one that you would be mighty pissed about, that newly arrived spine tick or a spine tick that took it from a 9. That is a $1,300 white mark on a comic book.
Yeah,
spine.
for a college kid to hold it like this. Here's your book.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
That's what they do. They're like, oh, let me just walk around with your book. I just hold it like this.
Hold on, let me put it on top of this pizza box.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
I'm gonna let it flop. So yeah, this is an interesting. I didn't know that. Week this week. Yeah, like I mean, that one's. I think the only reason it's on there, right, is because you're seeing
because of that single sale of the newsstand.
Right, and you're seeing that there's a general trend up again. You know, a 9.6 sold for 450 and 446 this week versus the 420 average. You know, the 9.8 sold for 1725 and 1650 versus the 1589 average. So that's less of a big spikes or outliers and more of it just the general trend is upward again. So if you got Silver Surfer 1?
I do not.
I love that cover.
I do not have it, but I did buy a masterpiece today.
Nice.
That was in the collection. It was. We had it listed for 30. By the time we were done, I think I got it for 15.
Probably have a facsimile.
What does it go for?
By the time you chopped him down, it was only 15.
No, I mean he even had. No. I know. Hold on.
I like that Silver Surfer cover though.
Chris, that's what those masterpieces are. They're like really old facsimiles.
Yeah.
Like
that's why
facsimiles from '79 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I told you I bought that masterpiece.
It's a nice shape.
There you go.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. Probably like a 7.0.
I think Jimmy's masterpiece 4 would grade like maybe 9+. It's that clean.
Yeah. That's the Doom one?
That's the classic Surfer 4 with Thor.
Surfer Thor.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's interesting. Surfer 1 it's up in 4 grades.
Yeah. It's a great book. I love this book. Yeah.
That's one of those crazy series though where I think you're probably going to start to see some of the other books finally get some love, because you have this book, which is a multi-$1,000 book, 4 in high grade, which is a multi-$1,000 book, and then Mephisto in 3, which in high grade is a multi-$1,000 book, and then you can literally get issues
for like $5.
Sub 10 for like $50 or $35.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, nobody wants them. It's all about keys, man.
Sure, but I the artwork is gorgeous in these, and I bet you start to see them at least get a little bit of love. But this book is up in 4 grades. 7.0 is up 9%, a 5.5 is up 4%, a 5.0 up 11, and a 3.0 up 12.
Maybe I should get one finally.
Those books, the lower grades, are even climbing.
On to
So,
New Mutants.
gotta buy that book at the flea market, yo.
No.
This is another one I want to find.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
can get you can
I
get
want
them
one of
cheap.
these.
Like that. Look at that. 9.2 for $470. That doesn't seem like. This book used to be in $1,000, right?
So
Didn't it
the
used to be-
newsstand is more,
I'll be right
but
back. Keep talking.
but my 9.0 newsstand is only like a $450 book.
No, this falls into the range too. 91.
Yep. So I did get this in that collection, Chris, and did not sell it. So I have my 9.0 here.
Nice.
And my 9.0 really got kicked in the nuts because it has this little weird, like, it looks like a bindery tear from the manufacturer at the top. And that's probably what holds it back from being like a 9.6. But they saw it as, the creator's notes say it's a tear, not a bindery tear. So,
Yeah, I gotta start my my keys, older modern keys collection back up again. There's a lot of things that I used to have that throughout the years of moving and touring and what have you have either gotten lost, sold, or stolen.
well, you probably were selling books from time to time just for drum stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd come back from a tour and be completely broke and have to figure out how to make my rent. You know?
Yeah. So this book is, as we can see, is up in 5 freaking grades. Duff, you were saying this book does this. It never takes huge dips down, but it is certainly like how a child draws a mountain range. You know what I mean?
I want to know what the 9.8's going for. Is it still around 1,000?
I would imagine you'd have to look at GPA, but I think a 9.8 in a direct is probably around 1,000, and then the 9.8 in the newsstand.
I thought mine was going to be a 9.8 for sure. It came back a 9.6.
Is that a live field? Because I can't see his feet.
Yeah, it's a live
Yep.
field.
Yeah, it is Liefeld. So Liefeld's first work on New Mutants is issue 86, which is the kind of the cameo of Cable, and then 87, which I actually think 87 is a great cover.
I love 87. It's a great cover.
Yeah. So
No feet.
No feet.
No feet.
this is one of Domino's 95 appearances, which is not Domino.
Yeah, fake Domino.
Copycat.
Fake Domino.
Fake Domino.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on.
Uh,
Strange Tales 138. Did you
Tales.
randomly own this book, Dolph?
I have 6 of them. I
really?
have been specking on this book for a very long time. I pick them up in auctions for like $20 all the time. I have so many of these. I kept buying them every time I saw one. I was like, ooh, First Attorney, buy it. First Attorney, buy it. I have a bunch of them.
Well, as you can see, there is a 400% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week. So this might be time to move from one of your 6
I
copies.
gotta find them. They're everywhere. They're in long boxes.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. I've been buying them so often that they're literally probably every long box I have has one in it.
Well, hopefully none of the long boxes from the.
So I have been specking on this book and the first cameo and first full appearance of the Living Tribunal for 4 years now. I've been buying them every time I see them. I think it's like one of those books that not only do I really like the covers, but I've been specking on those 2 characters forever.
So what? Thor 134? Is that what it is?
The Living Tribunal?
Yeah.
Is it Thor?
No. What am I thinking of?
No, it's...
What am I thinking of in Thor?
I don't know.
I might think of High Evolutionary is what I think.
This is where my memory escapes me. First, Living Tribunal is, I know it's Strange Tales. Strange Tales 157 is first cameo, and 158 is first
that's right,
full.
That's right. Right, 158 is the book that gets the love.
Yeah, because it's got that awesome Baron von Strucker cover.
Yeah, it's a Steranko cover too, like one of the
So
20 or so.
I've been buying those 3 books forever. Every time I see them, I pick them up. I love them. But like that's about right. Where it says the low is 40, I've been buying them in like the sub $40 range forever.
You've been buying them all raw.
Yeah, I don't have any graded.
And then finally, the book that both Dolph and I own and both need to get graded. Yours isn't graded, is it?
No, it's probably around a 3.0 though. 3.0, 3.5.
And mine would depend on how they're going to grade the spine split. So
Yeah, mine equal. I think you and I have the same spine split on both of ours.
yeah. See, I think other than the spine split, mine looks like a 5 or a 5.5. But the spine split, if it's as aggressive as they've been doing, like it might come all the way down to a 3.5. I don't know.
It's like one of those ones where I really, really would love to see the census on it, because how many 9.8, 9.6s can there possibly be?
No,
in this book?
we looked at this book.
Oh yeah, we did. There are no
We looked at this
9.8s,
book.
right?
There's something absurd, like
It's like
only
14
35
9.4s.
copies or something crazy in a 9.0 or above. Like, and I don't know that a 9.8 exists.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you're right.
I mean, look at this, Dolph. A 3.0 sold for $407 this week.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm thinking I'm around there.
You
Who
think yours
knows?
is that low?
Yeah, I do. The spine's rough.
See, I don't think mine's that low, but I haven't. It's also been in your basement, so I haven't seen it in a while.
Yours?
Yeah.
You want to look at it?
Most of the comics that I own are in your basement, so.
They are. They're literally right there in a tub.
I too have some in your basement.
Most of the key comics
yours
that I
are
own
over
are in
there.
Dolph's basement. Your basement though
Actually,
is
Jason, you got some.
like
See
the
right
basement of
there?
the Alamo,
There's
except
a
it
stack.
actually exists.
That stack right there. That's Jason's books.
What's that?
These are your books right there.
To submit for grading or what?
Those I don't think I haven't touched those yet. Those are the ones
Oh.
that you have me like we're holding on to those.
So I think there's Teen Titans 1 is up there.
I'm keeping them separate from the tote because the totes are all cleaned and pressed.
Okay.
Like those I know are good. They're like ready to send whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I
Those
definitely
need to be
I
worked
need
on.
it. So I think I'm actually going to list this. I'm going to wait till Sunday because that's the best time. But I'm going to list this week, and I'm going to try and either turn this into a collection or try and turn it into grading fees for maybe 15 or 20 of those books.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you want.
I would love it if I had the opportunity to get into a show like this fall, so I could try and move these keys at a show, but I just don't see anything.
But that is definitely, if you wanted to pursue that though, that is definitely something you want to come around our area for.
Yeah,
Because our area is so aggressively like hunted that you gotta come up here. You'll get the eyeballs you need. In fact, you should start scouting it now. Like some con in like September, you should try to get a table at something.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to sound stupid because it's just, all I have to do is send an email, but like my concern is that there's not going to be any availability until like next year.
Well,
But,
that's
the only way I can
just
find out is
stupid.
if I actually freaking ask. So
Yeah.
because there's a con that's starting here, but it'll be its first year back in existence, and it's not till February. So
Yeah, but how good are you gonna do there?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's in town. It's going to be a 2 days. It's only $200 for a 10x10. So the prices are right, the location's right, but
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are going to come. So they had a thriving con here for years, up until about 5 years ago. So they had a con that was ongoing. I should say a con for here is like a VFW or Elks Lodge
Sure.
show that you guys have on like Erod goes to several of them, and I think they're every month or something like that. a cliff like Clifton, New Jersey, or something like that.
Here's a crazy idea. What if we did our own?
What's that?
What if we did our own?
We're gonna have one in your driveway this Sunday.
No. I'm saying, like, what if, like, the four of us started our own, like, Bridgewater Con?
Yeah, I mean it'd be
Like,
great.
'cause we got plenty of hotels around here. They all got conference rooms. Like, why couldn't we?
Yeah.
I don't know the logistics. I really don't. But I mean, like, I know people at everybody who sells at the flea market in Meadowlands. Two of them have a con. They have their own cons. Like Gary, he's got his own Woodbridge show that that happens every month. Like, you just say, like, I'm gonna set up a month. Say it costs X a table.
Yeah.
And then just spread the word, and it turns into a thing.
They're that new hotel that's over in Bridgewater on the corner of Foothill and 22. I know the
Foothill
the
and
manager
22.
there.
Okay. Do you?
I know the manager there. I could ask. Yeah.
You certainly have the eyeballs there, like you said, Dolph. You certainly have the customers in the area.
I don't think it would take much for just the people just to spread the word.
Yeah.
I think we could start a monthly con. Would you be able to get out here monthly?
I don't know. I don't know if I could get out there every month.
Commit
but,
now, Jason, to this hypothetical thing.
What's
You
that?
need to commit to this hypothetical
Oh
thing.
yeah, I mean, if it's hypothetical, then I'm gonna be there.
For sure. There's
Lock,
nothing
stock,
stopping
and two
me.
smoking barrels. I'll be there every single month.
Awesome. See? We did
I mean,
it.
My
Just gotta be
my
consistent,
Hondo
like first.
pulled into Bridgewater on two wheels,
Yeah.
driving sideways.
First or second weekend of every month, and
Yeah, no, you're right, Chris. Like, you have to keep it like a thing, but I mean, then we're giving ourselves an outlet to sell things. Like, we'll automatically get the tables as soon as you walk in. Like, we're set up. That's our spot. We can sell whatever we want.
probably pay
So there was
Even
free,
better.
'cause-
Yeah. But you even see, like, the guys who run the show get the tables outside the door, and they're the first guys you see, and then
Yeah.
you go inside and you sell all those tables.
So when I first thought about this, like in February or March, because there's I was selling at this little indoor flea market out here, and they have this huge space that would be good for a con. I started doing some research, and there are some great like best practices articles online about how to start a small convention too, about how to advertise, what to charge at the door, kind of table space, the duration, the hours you want to do those kinds of things. And you guys have so many of those recurring ones. There's a lot of information to benchmark against too. Whether it's a 6-hour show, 7-hour show. If you've been to them, I'm sure you see kind of, Chris, like when you did the toy show, did you see was it everybody was there at the beginning and then the attendance dwindled pretty quickly, or?
It's tricky because it depended on what else was going on that day. You had the Chiller Theaters was going on the one day, so people were coming from that con, over to this one. Then you had the MegaCon or the Toy Con,
right?
And then it was just dead all day. But then you had other ones. Yeah, you'd have like a big influx in the beginning. Nothing going on in the middle, and then like a bunch of people trying to get in, at the end.
If I were to pick a venue, I'd pick that hotel right across from the Bridgewater Commons. That's a high traffic area. If you put a sign out there, even like a few weeks ahead of time, you know how many people are going to see that?
Yeah.
I did a convention there for work, and it's a nice venue. Because the whole left building is all convention center. Like the hotel's on the right, but the left is like a wing where it's
the Marriott?
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody who works there too.
Yeah, I always think those things are pretty, at least the costs are relatively straightforward because you know what it's going to cost to rent the room. It's pretty much, it's an email or a phone call.
Yeah, I mean, if you
right?
know,
they can tell you all essentially the rules of the road. If what you can, what you cannot sell, those types of things. So I always think about doing doing any kind of event in terms of like knowns and unknowns, and some of those things are really easy to get the knowns right. I know exactly how
All
much
right,
it's gonna
Rumsfeld.
cost me. What's that?
I said, all right, Rumsfeld. The known. We have known knowns, unknown unknowns, and known unknowns. Yeah, I get what you're saying. If you know it costs this, and you have to like divide it by 100 tables or 50 tables, and then I have to make X at the door just to break even or whatever. I mean,
and I think
gonna need more tables.
What's that?
Gonna need to buy more tables.
Yeah, you do have to buy or rent tables, right? Unless you
do they not supply the tables, or they not put that in?
Unless you reduce the cost of the rental space by saying they had to provide their own table. You know.
They don't. Those places don't provide a table.
Yeah, they provide a table. That's what I'm saying. We would have to buy more tables.
Yeah.
I want. You know,
I know the kid. I went to high school with the guy, one of the owners of United Rental. I'll ask him.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the other option, right? If the hotel doesn't have tables, you go to a rental place. Or like I said, a couple of places I've seen advertised, at least more in central Pennsylvania, have advertised like it's X number of dollars cheaper if you provide your own table. If you bring your own tables, kind of thing, your physical tables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they just give you an allotment, like it's a 6 by 8 foot space or something along those lines.
I think it's better controlled if you just have everything set up and they just drop.
Right. Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah.
Bridgewater seems like a good place to have one too.
Because it's right off the highway.
It's right off the highway. No, I mean like the town itself too. Like it seems like a good area to have anything. We have our own mall, so people come here from all around. So
right. You got Somerville right there.
Yeah, because the interesting thing when Jimmy and I did our when we did our driveway sale, now we did of course do it in a monsoon, so that didn't help. But when I did reach out to some of the other folks, Bronzeville and stuff like that, the interesting thing was here, it's no big deal at all to drive 50 minutes to go and find comics. There, it seemed like you guys have enough options that were like, if it was more than like a half an hour, people were like, I don't know, I don't know. So, but you also have a population that can support like 15 LCSs in a general, within a half an hour, 45 minutes. So
Rick would get mad at us for stealing his business for the day.
I need pictures. This guy is trying to sell me comics. I need pictures. Hello, is this still available? Is this still available? The show is Sunday. Yes, it's still available.
Is that on Facebook? That's on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he just hit the pre-fucking...
Yeah. That's just lazy comic buying, Chris. That's what that is.
That is lazy comic buying.
So
I think that would be cool, though. We should do it.
I would love
that. It's a good way to make a couple extra bucks, too, without having to sell anything, really.
Yeah, I think if we
There you go. That's the CGC money.
I don't know if Jimmy wants to participate, but
I think Jimmy could do an art table, for God's sakes. He can make prints and sell.
Well, I'm not saying that Jimmy couldn't sell there. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if Jimmy would want to front the costs of starting a con.
Oh.
Like, have it like of the four of us like start a con. Interesting.
Like I said, it's knowns and unknowns. You got to Rumsfeld it.
Knowns and unknowns. I like it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely do some
research.
All right.
My friend here and I had a little popcorn company, and we were doing. Our friend was doing.
Oh yeah, I
this
remember that
big event here twice per year, and we looked at the knowns and unknowns, and it's a recurring event that always drives between like 3,000 and 5,000 people through during the day. This is how much the tent costs. This is what our startup cost would be to buy everything, and how many bags of popcorn would we need to sell at X number of dollars. So there's always a little risk, obviously, associated with it. But
how big's the space?
Probably 8-footers.
No, I'm saying how
at
big is
Bridgewater?
the
It's that
convention
whole.
hall?
It's that whole left side.
So I'm wondering if there'd be a way to split it in half and do like one side Toy Con, one side comics.
I think you could probably do them
You can
intermixed,
just
don't you think?
You can mix and match them, I guess.
Just because toys do well and people get tired of.
I mean, the way that Wayne does it, it's toys, comics, not sports cards, but you could certainly have people sell sports cards too.
Yeah. We'll call it collectible con.
Just call it exactly. Pop culture con, whatever. That's a horrible name, by the way. Sorry. No.
All right.
pop
Well,
culture
now
con.
that we've created half of a Comic Con, I think it's a good place to move on to our pickups. I am going to bow out because I didn't get to pick up anything. So what did you two get? What did you two get this week?
What did I get this week? I got this. This is cool.
That's cool. What, is that a Turtles book? What is that?
Final Boss.
A lot of glare. So it's so shiny.
Yeah, it's a Tyler Kirkham. I like the Tyler Kirkhams.
Okay, cool.
But this one was the vintage title cover, and it's a 200 run print, 200 print run.
Oh,
So I picked that one up. That was pretty cool.
is that a one shot or is that a first issue?
No,
What is
that's a first issue.
that? Okay.
The first issue before it actually hit the shelves.
That's cool.
And then I picked up, I don't know if I showed you guys these, but I picked up a bunch of like they were doing a set sale on Whatnot. So I found some Legacy books.
Legacy.
Got those. And then I don't know if they screwed up or they knew what they were doing here. But it was advertised as a Knights of the Old Republic set, which I did get.
You got one. You
Two
got
Knights of the Old Republic books.
The rest of
But
them
this-
weren't?
This was behind it,
Oh, just Republic. Okay.
Yeah.
just the Republic. So I was like, and it's the Obi-Wan Asajj cover,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But I got a good price on those. And then this one was the newer,
Yeah.
This is some variant 25, volume 2. It's number 1. Is it number 1?
Is that Savage?
No, that's
I can't
Darth.
see. Oh, it's Darth
It's hard
Maul?
to see.
It's Vader, yeah.
It's Vader.
Oh, it's
and then
Vader. I thought it was
this
Darth
cover.
Maul. That's a great cover.
Everybody knows this
Yeah,
cover. This
I
cover's
like that.
awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much all I grabbed this week.
Now, Chris, are you buying those because you need them for your run, or you just believe in those?
He likes
I know
Kirkham.
you like Legacy and Knights of the Old Republic.
I love Legacy. Legacy is like my favorite Dark Horse.
I
Star
gotta
Wars
read
comic.
it. Is it good?
It's so good.
All right,
I
I'll read
love
it. I
it.
think I have the trade in that collection. I gotta read it.
Legacy.
You just buy them
Republic.
whenever you see them, then? Those
Yeah.
ones? Okay.
2 of those I actually did need.
Okay.
The Knights I had that Republic with the Asajj cover. I have that's like my third one. These other 2 I did not have this cover.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
I didn't have that one. I have these 2 though. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where certain variants, certain keys. As far as Dark Horse goes, I'll just if they're selling a lot of them, I'll just grab them, whether I have them or not. Just because they're harder and harder to find anymore in like decent shape, and I mean they sell.
You'll have to let me know, like, if you send me a list of what ones you looking for, because I was actually at the flea market on Sunday, and there was a guy with a dollar box, and he
With
had
Star
some
Wars in it?
legacy books in there.
I don't see
Take
Star
'em all.
Wars anywhere out in the wild. That's the one run. I don't see Star Wars anywhere.
And I didn't pick them up because they weren't the huge titles or anything
Yeah.
like that. And
Well, there's a lot
Yeah.
of garbage too with Star Wars books.
Oh,
There's
tons.
a lot
right,
of
and
it.
I won't generally pick something up unless I can, like, I wouldn't pick up dollar books if I could only get $3 for them. I just wouldn't
Sure, of course.
wouldn't do it because how long do I have to sit on them to get $3? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of these like like Legacy for whatever reason is picked up some steam, and even like the Nothing books go for anywhere from $10 to $20
Okay, yeah.
if they're in good shape. You know.
Yeah, so like, shoot me a list though of books that you're looking for, and I'll just
I think I have a list. Yeah, I'll
have to
shoot it
keep
to you.
my peepers peeled when I.
Yeah, the Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, Legacy, and there's another run that I was big on. But I mean, this whole row up here into this bottom one is all Dark Horse.
All
Yeah.
Dark Horse.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's good.
So, yeah, that's what I have. Oh, and I have this. Since I wasn't here when it came,
Nice.
I have this.
Yours is clean. Why haven't you gotten that graded? You don't want to let it out of your sight.
It is clean, and it's probably only like an 8.0. There's a couple. Just the corners are rounded.
Yeah.
You know, but
Black-
otherwise, yeah,
black
it's
cover's tough.
a really nice copy. There's like one little spine tick on it too that I could see. And that's about it. But
Blunted corners.
blunted corners. But I don't want it out of my sight. That's mine. CGC will probably spill coffee on it. Fuck them.
Probably.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Should I get my stuff?
Yeah.
I'll just do my. Hold on. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna show all this stuff. So I picked up 3 bags of Star Wars figures that I got at Leesport. But I grabbed the FF-47, which is the 3rd Inhumans.
Oh, awesome.
Nice condition. I got
Yeah,
this
looks
for
nice.
$40, I think. I already showed the masterpieces, so I got the Fantasy Masterpieces Silver Surfer book. I think that was, by the time I was done, $15. And then I got an Amazing Spider-Man 45. This is the 3rd Lizard.
That's awesome.
And I paid $100. No, it ended up being like $90, which is that's market value for this.
Now, is that sharp because of the plastic,
Mylar?
or
No,
is it that sharp?
it needs a little work. It needs some cleaning. But
It looks
pretty
great
tight.
though. That yellow
Yeah.
cover's cool.
And then, wouldn't you know it, man? Some guy was out there selling slabs, like really good slabs. I didn't have enough cash. He was cash only. So I bought the one I wanted the most, which is I got an ASM 17, 2nd appearance of Green Goblin,
That's awesome.
3.0. I got it for $300, which is kind of what it's going for now. But there's a lot of upside to this, so I don't have this book. I'm glad I got it now.
Nice.
You know what we say about buying any ASM under 20, you
Yeah.
should buy them. So,
Yeah.
3.0, 2nd appearance of Green Goblin. That's what I got.
What issue is that? 17. Is that?
17. Yep. That's
That's
it.
right before the Ned Leeds and right before Chameleon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's right before. Well, Rhino's what, in the 30s?
Rhino is
39, 38.
38. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
something like that.
Hello, Joe.
What's up, Joe?
Joe has joined the chat.
Joe has joined just when we're winding down.
I know, right?
What is Rhino? It's
I think it's like 38. Is it 36,
either
38?
38 or 44, something like that.
It's not 44.
41.
It is?
41.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm losing my marbles. I used to be able to rattle these off like baseball records. Like my brain is just like I'm missing a beat.
I'm staring
We're
at
old,
that one,
Dolph. We're
Yeah, I
old.
guess.
knowing that it's correct, and I still having a hard time believing that it's 41
Yeah.
for whatever reason. That number just doesn't sound right.
Oh, there's this too. I went up family vacation. I went up to the cabin, and my dad's up in the Adirondacks, or my parents are up in the Adirondacks, and there's a Walmart in town. So I always tell him, if there's a Walmart, look for sports cards. Like, just buy boxes, because I can't get them down here, and they always seem to be stocked there. So he's like, I'm at the cabin. I'm saying, hey, what's up? I'm gonna go into town and see about sports cards. He's like, oh, that reminds me, I got you this box, and it's a 2019 Bowman Platinum. This has Fernando Tatis rookies in them. This box, which he bought for $19.99 in 2019, goes for like $100 now. This is a monster blaster.
He's like had this.
He's like, oh, I forgot to give this to you. I was like,
That's
dude,
hilarious.
He hands it to me. I was like, do you know who's in this? This is a monster box right here. I was like, this is a really good blaster that you just happen to have lying around. That was kind of cool.
That's really funny.
Yeah, very funny.
Our mom, when Christmas 1994, our mom, Jimmy and I had bought our own Genesis. Like, we pulled our money together and bought our own Genesis. My mom got Jim Bill Walsh's college football and got me NHL 94. Everybody knows that's the greatest sports game ever created. And
yes,
and so Christmas morning, we're done opening presents. My mom's like, isn't there something else on the tree? We're like, nah, there's nothing else on the tree.
So Red Riders.
She goes for like an hour, I swear to God, an hour and a half Christmas morning. And she's like, I got you guys these other things. She doesn't find it until like June of 95. My mom and my dad are getting ready for a trade show. She had hid it in like a suitcase or something like that. So Jim and I probably love those games more because we waited a half of a year extra to get them. So I very much understand the point of getting a gift that was intended for an earlier date at a much later time.
It happens.
I thought your dad found that like now. I thought he somehow found a 2019 blaster
it was sitting
on the
behind,
shelf.
Just sitting at a Walmart.
Yeah, sitting next to his computer. He's like, I keep forgetting to give this to you. And I'm like, jeez. I think inflation gave that plus the contents, potential contents. That's a nice little blaster there.
Yeah, I don't know that I would pop that open though, because what's it got, like 40 cards in it?
That's a great question. It is a blaster and it's very light, so probably. But you can get autos in these too. Usually it says
7 packs of 4 cards.
7 packs plus 1 bonus pack.
And how many cards in each pack?
4 cards. This is Bowman Platinum, so it's 4 cards per pack. So
29 total cards.
Yeah, 29 total cards. 28 total cards. I don't know, man. I break stuff. I want to open it.
I know, but that might. I mean.
Do it.
Chris is calling for a live break right here, right now.
So, whatnot. Let's get into that. I'm going to be selling comics tomorrow. I think I got to set up a sale, and I think I'm going to be selling those Star Wars figures that I picked up on Friday. But I would like to sell those off because I just dropped a bunch of money on them, so I would like to recoup.
Now, did you go to Leesport knowing that you were going to buy these?
I bought them to flip.
No, but did you go to Leesport because you knew that these Star Wars figures were okay? It was just just happened to.
In fact, Chris would love the guy. He had a whole table. He was just selling his collection. He had a whole table of Power of the Force carded. You probably would have been like, how much for everything? He would have gave you a pretty good price.
Nice.
Where the guy right behind him had a
95 series.
What's that?
96, yeah.
96.
So the guy behind him had a first Mystique, and then I looked at it. I said, well, how much for this? He's like, what do you think the grade is? And I said, isn't that your job? You tell me. And he's like looking it up, and he's like, I gotta get 200 for this. I said, I'll be in it at 60. And he's like, the least I can do is 140. I said, I can't do it. It's like it was a low grade first Mystique, and I'm like, no way, dude.
Too far.
What do you think the grade is? Let me look it up.
Let me look that up for you. He was
red
like
flags.
He was one of those guys.
His first price by your offer.
Yeah, he didn't have a price. He looked it up on eBay for comps, but he didn't even go by sold. He went by what people were asking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I that's like a thing with me. I've even been to comic shops where the guy's like he's looking them up as we're trying to buy them.
Yeah. Oh, that's when I walk out.
That's when I would walk out too. Like
I don't even mess around. If you don't know what you want for it before I get up there, I'm not going to sit there and wait for you to look.
I mean, I'm not even going to do that at a flea market. I'm not going to have stuff in my
Yeah.
boxes that's not priced already. You know,
No, you gotta price it. I did that at a card show. He had a couple of nice slabs in a case, and I was like, "How much for the Patrick Mahomes?" And he's like, "Let me look it up real quick." I was like, "No way, dude, I'm out of here." I was like, I'm not here. Like, you should price this stuff ahead of time. I'm not gonna sit here and wait while you look up eBay comps
yeah.
and then give me exactly what it is. Like, I came here to get a deal. I didn't come, like, not a deal, but like,
Yeah. No,
give me, 10% of
Even-
your fair market value. I'll take that, but I'm not paying full price.
Also,
That's
like,
the thing too. You look at sold prices on eBay, and that's usually with shipping and 10 to 15% fees.
Of
You
course,
got to
that's
figure,
why, Yeah, that's why when you're at a card show and you have a wad of cash, I'm already saving you 13% by not selling it on eBay.
Yeah.
And the taxes. So
well, you're saving
whatever-
them 13%, and then you're
taxes.
saving them like 9 days of their life.
Well,
Right.
If it's an auction, it's going to be 7 days plus the 2 days before
Right.
the deposit.
So,
will be
like,
made.
that's why I said the least you can do is give me 10% off of fair market value. Like, if something's $380, give it to me for $340. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
I mark everything at fair market value, and then when somebody comes and says, "I'll give you this," I almost always take it.
Yeah, there's always that. So when I do that with my sports cards mostly, when somebody comes up to my table, I have it priced fair market value, and I will give them a discount rate immediately when they put that, like, ask how much. So, like, they'll pick up my cards and they'll be like, fair market value, say $10. That's like, here, it's $10, but I'll take 5. Like, immediately. I won't even let them try to haggle. I think they always appreciate that you just throw it out there, and, like, I don't need what I'm asking.
It's just like that multiverse figure I sold. They're like $20. I was $10.
Yeah, exactly. If you haggle for them, then it's like, it's nicer.
There's no room for them to even argue about it. They just throw the money at you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. But oh, that reminds me.
Are you whatnotting?
What's that?
Are you whatnotting?
Oh, me whatnotting? I'm gonna be whatnotting this weekend for sure. I'm picking up the collection on Friday.
Yeah.
Of
The Marvel Legends collection, Chris, or
no, the Star Wars collection, like the 1,000 figure Star Wars
that's
collection.
awesome.
And how can they
But,
find? I don't think we've said. How can they find? You're Crumbs, but
Yeah, I'm Crumbs on
whatnot.
whatnot.
It's just Crumbs, or is it?
It's just Crumbs because I went to change it to Crumbs Comic Pile, and because I had things pending, it wouldn't let me. So I have to wait until everything's clear,
You gotta wait
and
for
then
it
I
to
can
clear
change
out. Yeah. I got you. I
But
had to do that too.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was, though, I have a blaster for that Jedi Luke that you have,
Oh yeah, you said that.
and that will up the value by at least $50.
Really?
Yeah. The blasters on some of those are, I mean, the Death Star the Death Star gunner. The figure alone sells for like $200. With the blaster, it sells for over $400 because that
Wow.
blaster is unique to that figure.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy how some of
It's
that
nuts.
works.
So I have one of
Also,
those,
Did
and
you
I
see
have.
I had a pile of
um,
weapons? I don't know if anything matches anything though.
Well, I could come. Like I was going to ask you, do you want me to swing by on Friday? Like, what time's your sale going to be on Friday?
I usually do it like 8:00.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into Brooklyn around for 1:30, and I'm just gonna go pick the stuff up and head back. On the way back, if you're gonna be home,
Yeah, if I'm around, sure.
I'll stop by because
I think it's modern stuff because it was in the bag with the modern stuff, so I'm guessing it's there. But I don't know, maybe.
I'm telling you right now, the vintage guys, they're gonna run you through the ringer. Because I did just vintage, and like I accidentally had the wrong gun in the wrong case, and they were like, "That's not the right blaster," and I was like, "Nope, you're right." I mean, they were right. I wasn't gonna, but if you don't know,
Yeah.
they're gonna run you through the ringer.
Well, that's fine. I wouldn't, unless it was paired already, like in the Ziploc bag. I wouldn't just start pairing stuff. I wouldn't do that.
So, but at any rate, I could swing by, and
That-
I also wanted to look at your Ewoks.
I only have the one, right?
You had two.
Did I?
You had one that didn't have anything that was loose,
Yeah,
and then you
that
had
one.
one in the
That
black.
was the Chirpa, right?
Chris knows your Star Wars figures like I know your comics.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you wanted to do a trade too, like you want the Ewok and some parts or whatever, and for the blaster, just whatever. You know.
Yeah, that
I
box
trust you.
of vehicles, I kind of wanted to quick rummage through
Sure. Yeah, we'll work it out. Like I trust.
because
you.
I have a whole stack over there of like they're all individual because I'm gonna restore them and I'm just throwing the parts in there as I get them.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I was looking because of the land speeder. I could get like $27 for the X-wing. I could probably get like $27. That whole box was $20.
Nice.
I couldn't
That's a
believe
great box.
it. And he also had like a 95% Millennium Falcon. He was asking 50 for, but I was like, I don't know enough about this.
Depends on what he was missing. If he had, there's one piece. If he had, it would have been worth it.
It was the landing gear or the thing that opens the door. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
the
I
door.
got
was,
extra of those.
yeah, the door was there, but it was missing like the spring or whatever.
That's fine. I got
al-
extras of those.
He also too. He had 2 Castle Grayskulls and a Snake Mountain too, and I was like,
Nice.
ah. I was like,
Wait a minute,
I missed.
the Millennium Falcon was the OG Millennium Falcon? Isn't
Yeah,
that thing like this big?
it's smaller than you
Huge.
think. It's like 24 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. If it has, when you look at the Millennium Falcon, if it has the training ball and the arm,
Yeah, he also said I was missing the training ball.
yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, I
Chris, how much is that bad boy worth, like in box? A couple G's?
Oh
No.
no! It's not as much as you think.
Really?
No,
No.
no, you could get in box. I mean,
Yeah.
400.
maybe 500 or 600 if the box
Okay.
is in like pristine condition.
Okay.
It depends too because there's Canadian releases, there's European releases,
Sure.
there's like different Kenner markings and stuff, like all that stuff. And back with that stuff, all that stuff comes into play, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, that's why I kind of, but at the same time, you know, I pieced together a Jabba, right?
Yeah,
Right.
this is all.
I was able to find all the pieces, got it together, and then I bought like a flattened box for like $20, and it instantly increases the value just because it has a box to go with it.
Oh,
by,
I
like,
have
$50.
I have my Imperial shuttle with the box.
I want an Imperial shuttle so bad.
That's in my like trust.
They're too
That's like away. Yeah.
They're too expensive.
Yeah, this is all that's left. It's like a husk.
Yeah, it's just a hull. Those are
So
a dime
like,
a
just
dozen.
sell these for parts. Like even if I got $20 for it, like okay, I just paid for the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's one from the 77.
Mm-hmm.
That's
This is
one of
the
the
OG
first.
one. Yep. It just doesn't even have the radar thing. Like it has nothing. It doesn't have the cockpit.
Oh, but you have the cardboard in there, and it looks like it's in a decent shape. Is the cardboard inside good?
Yeah, it is in decent shape. That's what
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean.
give
I
you
could
10.
probably
I'll give you
flip-
$10 for it.
So wait, was
$10 for
that a cutaway or is the plastic cracked? Was like that
No,
a cutaway?
this has a
piece?
piece.
Oh, no,
this has
yeah,
a
it's
piece
a
of
separate
yeah,
piece.
it's a piece of
Okay.
the top. Yeah, it's missing the radar. It's missing something here. It's missing the cockpit, the whole back with the burner. The afterburner's gone. Yeah, it's missing a lot. The door. It's got the handle. That's
I have the-
Chris,
landing
why
gear
why
slash
were,
handle.
why were are there so many odd iterations? Just because they couldn't anticipate demand and it was so popular they were selling through, and so there's slight changes. Like you were saying, the Kenner logo is slightly different and stuff like that. Was it just
The
the
first-
country of origin, or that they sold them so fast they couldn't anticipate? Like,
Well,
what is
they
that?
weren't prepared. They didn't have the release ready for the 77 movie.
Right.
That's why they have the early bird special, because you were able to go that Christmas after the movie came out. You were able to go and pre-order the first 4 figures. It was like a promissory note that we're going to send you these figures, and it wasn't
Right.
until
And that's that one that's in that like kind of long skinny box, right? Where
right.
it's worth a ton of money.
Yeah, it's worth like 25 grand. But that's because it comes with 2 telescoping
Telescoping Luke, right? And telescoping Vader.
and Vader.
This was my favorite toy when I was a kid. I had so much
Yeah,
fun
right
with it.
here.
Yeah, I love this thing. This thing was so. When I saw this in the box, I was like, "Oh my god!" I played with this thing so much. It doesn't explode though. The button doesn't make it explode.
My button still works.
Yeah, I remember you hit this back and the whole thing blows up, and you had to put it
That's
back
hilarious.
together again.
You still have the gun on the bottom?
No gun on the bottom, and no, the two handlebars are gone too.
Do I? I'm missing. I think I'm missing
One handlebar.
Yeah, I'm missing one of the on this side. That's the last piece that I'm missing.
The parts are out there for sure. You can buy them. I don't know.
Oh,
if this
yeah.
is like, yeah. I just
Like here's a piece to something. Oh, here's Canon for I believe a snowspeeder.
That's kind of cool. Look at my
Another rotating
like a
cannon.
bone pile of little pieces.
Dude, it's how you have to do it sometimes.
When
You know?
Jimmy when Jimmy sold his GI Joes on eBay, he didn't think they had any value, and I said, look at all these closed listings, Jim. Like they have real value, and he's like, well, but what about the fact that like some of the crotches were broken and stuff like that? I was like, yeah, but you have all the parts, and so he did really well with them.
What the hell is this? I don't even remember this.
That is what's that?
I don't even know. I don't think I've ever.
I'm picturing it, but I don't remember what.
And then remember these? I had
There it
these
is.
the lead micro machines, guys.
Yeah.
I played with this thing so much. This was the Bespin thing where you drop Luke or drop Han Solo and you bring up his carbonite. This thing was so much fun. Oh my god, I miss this thing.
I'm gonna take this out to the redwood forest.
Yeah.
Take some pictures.
Well, you didn't have to. You could do it to scale with the little twigs.
Here, see, Dolph. Ah!
There it is. Damn it, I missed it. I don't have the smash factor. Chris, you had a GI Joe aircraft carrier. I used to. No, your friend.
Oh.
We were talking about that a few videos ago. Like I used to run to the top of my block. It was a doctor with two buddies of mine, and they had the lead Voltron and the aircraft carrier.
Oh, what was that? Or did you have the aircraft carrier? What was the SS Flag?
That was the aircraft carrier. Yeah.
That thing was enormous.
Oh, enormous. 6 feet at least.
I had one friend whose father was a contractor, and he just wanted for nothing, and that was like the only person I ever knew to have that back then.
It says Lucasfilm.
Yeah, it's like a shuttle.
1981. That would have been before
Empire.
Yeah.
Return and after Empire.
Yep.
Empire was 78.
No, Empire's 81.
Empire's 81, yeah, and Return of the Jedi is 83.
Oh yeah, okay.
New Hope 77. Whereas us old guys know it as Star Wars. Nobody ever fucking called it. I always argue that. They're like, A New Hope. I was like, nobody ever called it that. It was Star Wars.
Right, exactly. Nobody called it New Hope until they made
no.
episode 27.
Yeah.
And then they were like, which one are you talking about?
You had the Voltron too, man. Rich kid.
I am not watching that. We're getting chat.
Yeah, you gotta watch the chat.
I did have the Voltron, and my mother threw it away because
there was the Voltron. Like I had a Voltron too, but shit was like half plastic. Like the legit one was
right.
metal.
No, I had the metal
Yeah.
lion.
Those things were so cool.
And my mother threw it away because some like expose on like 80s television said that the paint had trace amounts of lead in it.
It did have lead in it.
Wait, but what was that in like the 90s?
No, that Voltron, because it was made in China.
Is this Sally Jesse Raphael's fault?
Probably.
Could have been.
You don't have...
But I went like years later. I asked her, I was like, "Why did you throw that out?" She goes, "Oh, well, they said it had lead in it." I was like, "Ma, I was like 7 years old. I wasn't putting that shit in my mouth at that."
You don't start chewing the.
Also,
chewing the paint
also,
off.
there's not bodies littering the landscape.
No, there
of
isn't.
America.
With, next to
Right,
their
so-
next
right.
to their Voltron toys.
Stupid.
Wouldn't that be something in the '80s, or just see the playgrounds littered with dead kids with
Yeah,
holding,
yeah,
holding
that's
Voltron
exactly right.
lions?
That's,
like,
that's
oh
what I
no.
always think about that crap. It's like, wait, you do realize that that's a wives' tale, right? Because
Yeah.
the children are not dead everywhere.
Right.
We are alive, and we're
It's
all
like-
not malformed or anything
I
like
think
that.
It's like
only
one of those
thing-
things where children's toys,
Yeah.
not just for playing.
The only thing that was
Possibly for
legit was
killing.
the lawn darts. Those
I
actually
didn't-
hurt people.
Yeah. But what you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do though? You know,
Anything else to add,
damage
boys?
is done.
Damage is
Nothing.
done.
I'm already brain
The
damaged.
brain,
It's
the
fine.
brain damage is done.
So I think we might, maybe Bob will join us next week for the unboxing of his. I mean, I won't tell him that you already told me the grade, but if we get him in, I'll see if he wants to join next week.
Sure, it'd be. We can even make it about him and ask him, because he's been a collector forever.
Chris, just so you know, though, this is from the stack of comics that was just sitting in my friend's garage.
Yeah,
They
I think I
had
still
zero-
have all of his Eternals, right? Or did we submit?
Zero concept. Yeah, you have his 6 Eternals still.
We don't. We only did we submit one?
Nope.
We didn't submit a single one. Oh, it's not the right time.
Yeah. I mean, we could submit them right now at the 25
Yeah.
or the well,
Yeah.
they're going to be no. Yeah,
they
they're
they
going to
would be the
they're gonna be
$45.
because they're 76, right? So they're going to be
Yeah, no, you could do it in the modern tier, but you'd have to do the $45 one because they're going to be high grade. I don't know what those Eternal ones are going for now. The rest of
I
them
don't
you
know.
can put in at the bare minimum.
yeah, I bet you even high grade if you're not looking if you think like let's say you think they'd be a 9, I doubt that a 9 selling for even $200 at this point. They checked up so hard. That particular book checked so hard, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The Whiplash. I was just looking, Christopher, the Crumbs of Mandalore. I like that handle. Is that what it's always been, or is that new?
Yeah, that's what it's always been. So it's always something with Crumbs. I was Crumbs of the Dead for a very, very, very long time. And then for YouTube, I was like, Crumbs of Mandalore.
I like
On
it.
Twitter, I was like Crumbs of Gotham.
All right, boys. I think that's it. Unless you guys have
So-
anything to add.
Hey, thanks, chat. We had great participation in the chat tonight.
Very nice, chat.
We did.
Thanks,
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jimmy.
thanks, Jimbo. There's most
Thanks, Jimbo.
I think most live viewers we've ever had too.
At once, right?
Yeah.
It's building. We even Jimmy said today that the tattoo artist that put his tattoo on, he's like, I've seen you guys.
That's
Really?
hilarious.
I was like, oh, that's awesome. So
Jim, big
yeah.
books for Bob and me next week, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully you get them. Nothing else is in grading right now. Everything's scheduled for grading. So Chris,
Well, that would be everything for me.
Oh, you're done.
We'd be
We
waiting
got
on
Chris's, Ray's, Michael's.
Michael's, right? Well,
Um,
I shouldn't say that's everything for me. I have my Doom Superheroes 20, which is out to pasture apparently. That went to a farm upstate apparently.
I cannot wait to see what
It's
that
never
comes
coming
back.
home. So, all right, boys.
All right, gents.
Hopefully I see you guys Sunday.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you know obviously in the very near future here if that's going to be a possibility. So
Sweet.
probably tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Oh,
Hopefully-
Chris is off on next week too. Great. We'll have more participation.
Oh, cool. Love it.
All right, dudes.
See you guys next week.
All right, see you guys.
Same time, same bat channel. Isn't
Chris,
that what
make
the
sure you
sign-
leave last.
Wasn't that the sign off? Same bat. Was it same bat time, same bat channel?
Same bad
That's it.
time, same bad channel.
Awesome. Bye,
All
boys.
Oh, I could give feedback.
Good night, Internet.
Good night,
The
man.
production quality is horrible.
I'm gonna end
This
it.
show
I'm gonna
sucks.
end-
They're all bald. Nobody told me they were all bald.
Who wants to watch a bunch of old guys talking?
It's true.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.